Last time on the wilds of Valandiir, fresh from a night of revelry in the treetop haven of Hopton, the Crown Collectors set forth toward the Imperial outpost, the Needle. But their journey was halted at the edge of the Isa Gorge, a yawning rift where the material plane bleeds into a realm of shadow. From its depths emerged Legisteer, a hunter of the Veiled Realms, seeking the return of a fugitive, one the Crown Collectors had already slain. Unwilling to believe mere mortals could vanquish such a foe, he issued a challenge of might and metal, and that is where we pick up. You had all just been blasted by an attack of the psyche, and several of you had been falling under a frightened condition. Iona and Koza, you are currently afraid of this creature, and as you can see if you're all on the map, he straddles both sides of the bridge. So you are currently locked in place. You cannot move anywhere but side to side as per the frightened condition. It is currently Baranor's turn. Baranor, right off the jump, I need you to roll initiative. Steph, you can go ahead and roll initiative for Reaper as well. Let's get you on the board. Yuno is currently the next one in line. I doubt either of you are going to beat a 22, but I've been wrong before. So I'm going to have Yuno. He is going to, where is he? He's right here.
Yeah. Now those two characters didn't have a turn yet.
They did not. That's true.
Because the plan was to go ahead and let them have a turn, and then go to the standard initiative.
Yep. Okay, that's fine. Still need them to roll your scores. Do you guys not have the ability to enter those? There we go. Yeah, that's fine. Oh, you did end up beating Yuno. I spoke too soon. Yuno's gonna meta through the game and give Baranor a look like show off. We need one from Steph. That's a 5. That's it. Just a 5. Damn.
Man, I am so.
Can either of you move your characters at all?
I'll try.
I had to move mine on.
Is running real slow for me.
Oh dear.
I moved mine on top of my other character that you put on there so that I could do that.
Okay, then I'm going to delete that one. Your clone is gone. You can put that back there. There you go. Baranor, same for you. I will just drop you in, and you can probably move him about at that point.
Let me try and refresh the roll 20.
Yeah.
It is.
I'll give you a fresh Luna as well.
Painfully slow.
Oh, well, there we go. Let's see how you do with those.
Okay. Hopefully it'll go fast enough here, because...
All right, I'll descend to the turn order. It's going to be Baranor and Reaper, and then Baranor again. That's how it's going to be. You see, just to paint a picture if you can't see it, a four-armed Grim Reaper-looking, floating, spectral, huge creature. One copy of it on either end of the bridge. Behind this creature is a waving wall of black tentacles, like painted Vanta black. You can't see any surface features on it at all. There are a couple floating black clothed wraith-like creatures that are hovering over the gorge on about maybe 20 feet away from anybody.
Okay.
And it is currently... hold on. Oh, you disappeared.
What?
I guess I gotta add... You disappeared. Your turn disappeared. I gotta put it... It was a 23.2.
Oh.
If I remember correctly.
Yes. Okay.
There we go. Baranor, you get one turn, and then Yuno goes, and then you go again.
Okay.
Or excuse me, you go, and then Reaper goes, and then you go.
Okay. I'm gonna saddle up to this thing.
Okay.
Both me and Luna.
He's easily 15, 20 feet tall. Very large creature. He's got these spindly four arms ending in an erratic number of skeletal black fingers.
Come on.
He also kind of phases in and out of view occasionally, like quickly and sporadically. Not like a digital electronic way, but just sort of like a dimming of its essence in certain spots of its body. It's almost like it's not quite here.
Okay. Bonus action, Hunter's Mark.
All right.
On this part of it. I don't know if that matters about either one, but
Well, this one is going to get a hunter's mark. That's what happens there. Bam. Oops. Not devil wings. Okay.
Okay. And then I'm going to strike at it with my flame dagger. Does a 22 hit as my die rolls painfully slow?
Yes, it does.
I don't know why I don't know if it's the map that's just making everything roll ridiculously slow.
I don't know. I hope not.
There's a lot going on.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's 10 piercing, 5 fire, and then Hunter's Mark is another D6.
Mm-hmm.
So 20 damage all total.
Okay.
Luna's gonna get a strike. Because I'm next to her, she gets advantage.
Pack tactics, baby.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
24 to hit. I assume that hits if 22 does.
Yes, it does.
And she'll do 12 damage.
She'll do 12 damage, but it doesn't look like 12 damage to you. It looks like she kind of caught its cloak and maybe didn't really do as much as you think she would have done.
All right. That's my turn.
Alrighty. Reaper, you are up.
Okie doke.
You're actually kind of blocked from being able to move north because right now Iona and Koza are forming kind of a wall of frozen, frightened people.
That's totally fine. I would like to, for my bonus action, amp out the wings so I can fly and just go 30 feet straight up in the air.
Okay.
And then, for my action, I'm going to cast Crown of Stars.
Ooh, cool. Do it.
So, the language says that the 7, light motes appear around your head until the spell ends, but I would prefer it if they look like a halo, just for flavor, for obvious reasons.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
And then, so I am then going to shoot one of the motes out at the guy to the south, I guess.
Yeah, you guys watch as Reaper, she kind of like loosens her shoulders and these spectral angel wings fly out, tipped with pink, just like her hair. And her eyes glow white. She ascends into the air, flapping hard. As she does, you see a halo of glowing light. And she leans forward and like Vision and Ultron just rockets one of these motes from this halo like a phaser and strikes this creature dead in its body. What type of damage is that?
It's a radiant.
Yeah. And you just kind of cauterize a line of laser light through this thing's chest. He recoils in pain and backs up about 5 feet just from the impact itself. He kind of collects these tentacles flowing over his hands and arms as he recoils in pain. That was a monster hit. It did what it felt like, a little more damage than you thought it would.
Okay.
So not 12.
It is no, it is 31 points of damage.
Yeah.
That's Luna's thing. Yeah, 31 points of damage.
Gotcha. So it just erupts and it like splashes this black kind of plasmic energy on the ground in shadowy little puddles. It definitely hurt bad. It was not a fun time for it.
And that's my turn.
All right. It is Baranor's turn again.
Alrighty.
Yep.
I restarted the whole everything on here, so it's acting a little better now. So
good.
Hopefully we can. All right. I will pretty much be doing the same thing.
All right.
Except I already hunter's marked it, so I don't need to do that again.
Yeah.
Okay. Flame dagger. 29. And then the +6 for the hunter's mark. Not as good as last time. 14 damage all total there. Luna's not really going to take the hint from the last time, and she's going to attack it as well.
All right.
24. And another 8.
Okay. All right. For a total of?
I don't get sneak attack because...
You are not flanking.
Oh, I do get sneak attack because I have an ally next to me. There's an enemy within 5 feet of the thing.
Right.
I would have gotten that on the last time turn too, but it's fine.
It's fine.
Can't go back now. That's 4d6. So 13 more on top of my original 14.
All right. So that's what, 27. Nice. Yeah. All right. Well,
that's my turn.
Let's see here. That is your turn. It is Azia's go. Azia and Yuno, I'm going to have them kind of work in tandem. Azia is going to kind of use some twisty magic and break apart some rocks on the bridge itself and create kind of not a hole, but a crater. And she's going to launch some of these rocks in the air, and Yuno is going to use his telekinesis bonus action to launch these at Valandiir. And let's see how high she gets, or how high he gets, on whether or not he accidentally peppers everyone in front of you. Yeah, he did pretty good. He rolled high enough. He's gonna craft that around, and you see Yuno just kind of like forcefully push a shotgun blast of stones charged with magic at Valandiir, and he just recoils a little as well as he gets perforated. Yeah, do about 21 points of damage on that. Yuno is also going to fly. And he gets about here, about 20 feet in the air. He's not near anybody, so he doesn't have to worry about attacks. And he's going to cast Fireball. I feel like I have to at least do that one time, or Kenny would be mad. So, let me just do this. Okay, so he's going to park this Fireball way up north here, so it doesn't hit anybody but the bad guy. So with a dex save, not going to do very well. He's going to fail his dex save, and Valandiir gets consumed by the edge of this huge fireball that forms in the darkness. It's very strange, very odd to see fire emerge from shadow like this without lighting it from within. But it does, and it catches him, and you see the fire, the flames lick up the back of his hood, and he kind of like swats him out with his big skeleton arms. Kravish, you are next, my friend.
All right, so I am going to move just a little bit over this way. That way I can get as many people as possible. And then I am going to go ahead. Well, let me see if I got any. I don't. Oh, I have Spirit Guardian, so I can't do any concentration. So I am going to go ahead and cast Dissonant Whispers.
Okay.
Upcast it to level 3. And I am just going to whisper, as I'm going to transmit like the message through this is like, do you doubt our abilities now?
You notice any response registering. He doesn't have a face.
Wisdom save, yeah.
Okay. So, oops, damn. Okay, that's an 18.
Okay.
But is he still going to get half of that?
He takes half as much damage only, so he takes 5 psychic damage.
Okay. He's going to take no psychic damage. So you feel like this fell on deaf ears. Like maybe he's on a level that you couldn't even communicate with him mentally. Okay. Like he's like I said, It almost looks like if a hologram could exist in this setting, he looks like a very dense, shadowy hologram. Like he keeps glitching and phasing. Again, organic, not like a digital way.
Okay. I'm frightened. Don't work on frightened. So I guess that is it for me.
Okay. Yeah. You felt your psychic energy just sort of pepper the darkness harmlessly, and it felt like you were talking to yourself. It was very odd and lonely.
With somebody.
That's the only way you can, right?
Yep. All right.
Okay.
And that's it.
On your turn, at the end of your turn, this copy of Legisteer is actually going to shift and phase through the air. This is not going to elicit an attack of opportunity, and he's going to sort of, through the ether, swim over here and rest right on this part of the bridge, and sort of encapsulate everybody's space and then come back into view.
Okay. He needs to make his saving throw.
Yep. That is a natural 5. He's going to fail that pretty hard.
Let me double check to make sure. What did I upcast it? Yeah, I cast it up at 4th levels. That is 4d8 radiant damage.
All right.
And his
this is going to
get halved.
Yep. This is going to double, just so you know. You watched Reaper just sort of soak in radiant energy into this creature. So
yeah, so that would be 38 points of radiant damage.
Yeah. And it shrivels and shrinks and recoils, but it stays right where it is.
Okay.
Oops. There we go. All right. It is the Mellish twins' turn. They are going to they're going to back up to where Baranor and Luna are. They're both going to pull out projectile weapons. One has this really cool kind of a miniature javelin launcher on his wrist, where it kind of unfolds in a mantis, kind of like a mantis arm sort of hinge, and flings this javelin, 2 of them actually, towards this 4-armed creature. And the other one has just a standard... Wow, that was a very high roll. Marcus has this javelin launcher, and his brother has a typical crossbow, but it's very sleek and made of like black iron metal. And he fires 2 crossbow bolts, and that's going to be an advantage. All right. So that is going to be natural 20. Mellish twins are going to dump a shit ton of damage at this thing. However, you realize that these objects, these projectiles, they look very natural. They don't look magical. They don't glint. They don't glow. And as they strike Legisteer's kind of in the back, you notice them sort of disappear into dust. And you saw him flinch after getting hit, but it doesn't look like it did that much to him. He shrugs some of that damage off. Iona is next. I'm going to say I don't see her on the chat at all, so she might be so frightened that she doesn't do anything. This creature is now enveloping her space. It is terrifying to be enveloped by the very source of your fear, and now that is what's going through her mind. So Iona is kind of catatonic at this moment. Koza, you are not, however.
All right. How far away is this one over here? That's perfect. I'm going to move my spiritual weapon and make it attack one of the shades. And just pull the spell real quick. 1d8. Okay. So that's okay. All right. Does a 21 hit?
A 21 to hit which one? The one you're next to, right?
This one right here.
Yes, that one, yeah. 21 definitely hits the Wraith.
Okay. So that's 1d8 radiant damage.
Mm-hmm.
So that's 4 plus spellcasting, so 7 points of radiant damage.
Yeah.
And as a main action, let's see.
You notice this is also just slicing through the wraith like butter.
It's not where I can really put it. What size is this creature? Is he large or is he huge?
Which the big guy? He is gargantuan. He is massive.
Okay, perfect.
He's a very tall bad guy.
So then can I target this square and still hit him?
Let me show you what you can do to hit him. Oops, no.
He said,
what am I trying to do? A rectangle. Thank you. Jeez. So, let me put this over him. There we go. And then I think I can do this. Group. And then he should move with it. Yay.
Okay. All right. Then I'm going to target right here with a 4th level moonbeam.
Okay.
So I need a Constitution saving throw.
Okay. Sorry, I'm just fixing that because that was stupid. Okay, you need a dexterity, you said?
Constitution saving throw.
Constitution, right. All right. Okay. That's going to be a 16 con save.
I think that beats it. Hang on. Here's me real slow. Yeah, you beat it. Well, he still takes half damage.
Okay.
Which, calculate that. That's 4d10 radiant damage.
Oh.
All right. Half of 35 is what? 17?
yes.
Yeah, but what is it? Radiant?
Yeah. So
Yeah, that is even damage.
yeah. And
But
that's gonna end my turn.
Yeah, he doesn't react well to radiant damage, it would seem. I can't get him to activate his thingy though. Alright, so I'm gonna get rid of this. There we go. Alright.
Let's see.
Nice. Alright. At this moment, I need Koza, Azia, Reaper, Pravish, Iona. I need all of you to make intelligence saving throws.
Oh boy.
Oh, hell.
Fabulous.
You know that one that we all use every game, the intelligence saving throw? I'm using it.
Ah, damn it.
Fuck.
Here we go.
Really?
Start rolling shitty again.
Oh no.
Nat 20 for a 22.
All right.
Yay, 6th grade education.
Reaper got an 11. Let's see how Azia fares. Oh, she got a 6. So, and Iona, I have no idea what's going on with Ellie. She didn't say she'd be missing today, but I'm going to bring up, I think I can bring up her character and roll for her. I don't know if hers is integrated as everyone else's. Let's see. Okay. Intelligence. Wow. Double 21s. I hope she's grateful for that one.
That's not how that normally works.
Yeah. So Koza and Azia and Reaper, the three of you have separate visions. Koza, you see this four-armed creature looming over you suddenly take your shredded and torn open and apart husband's face just flashes across this thing, and the four arms grab you at the same time, and you feel the pain of your loss coupled with the pain of its claws as it just wraps itself and envelops you, and you feel that darkness and emptiness just sort of overtake you. You are knocked prone, but you fall to your knees.
Oh,
and you all watch Azia's eyes turn black as oil just spills out of every orifice on her body, her nose, her mouth, her ears, just pours black oil onto her, staining her clothing, and she drops to her knees, gargling and screaming like she's choking on oil. Reaper, you feel yourself wreathed in flame. You feel the claws of a great humanoid's fingernails dig into your shoulders from behind. You feel him tear at your wings and yank them, strip all the feathers off until you just have these two appendages covered in black oil and blood and scant feathers across it. And you feel this creature push you down to your knees and shout down at you with such disdain and disappointment and expectation and greed and avarice, and just shout at you, "Get it done!" And you feel yourself being pushed down to your knees. The three of you are, for all intents and purposes, restrained right now.
This is really awful. Do I take any fall damage? I was flying.
Yeah, no, I'll say that you just sort of like lost the ability to fly and just sort of wafted down, and you all see Reaper just become covered in blood and oil. Her wings become saturated. They still look like feathered wings, but they're just saturated with oil as she gets tossed to the ground, and you land and you fall, and you just got sort of like 3-point landing, just sort of crumpled on the ground. That's what that copy does. This guy here, is going to rush forward, and he is going to make 4 attacks, 1 at each of you, except for Kravish.
Wisdom save first.
Yep, that's going to be a 20, not a non-natural 20, but a 20, dirty 20.
Okay, so he'll take half.
All right. You calculate your damage. He's going to take all 4 of his limbs and just wildly hack and slash. You feel your bodies ripped at these things. All right. He takes 19. I'll calculate that. And I'm going to make an attack on all 4 of you against Iona. It's going to be a dirty 20 again. That's going to be a 24 to hit Koza. That's going to be a 25 to hit Azia, and Reaper on the ground is, boy, oh boy, a 29 to hit you.
Oof. Yeah.
I do believe I hit Iona with an unnatural 20, but I will make sure. Yeah, she's got an armor class of 18, so that hits all 4 of you. All right, that's going to be 5d8. You all take 20 points of slashing damage.
Oh, damn.
And 10 points of necrotic damage.
Oh, no.
I'm resistant.
Then you take 5. All right.
And then I have to...
This wraith here is going to move right up to Yuno. And so is this one. Do you get an attack of opportunity if I move away from your spiritual weapon? Have we ever encountered that idea before?
I think we have before, and I think it does not incur an attack of opportunity, but I could be mistaken.
Okay. This guy's going to move just outside because your little flitty fairies are visible, and it heard it last time, so it's going to stay right there. Kravish, I need you to make a strength saving throw for me, please, as this thing lashes out with these black tendrils that wrap around your arms, legs, and torso.
At 20 again for a 22.
All right, so he's going to pull you up to the wall, but not over. I got to move Koza first.
Hello.
Hello.
Hey!
Hi, I am here. I also feel like I'm going slightly crazy. Our sessions are normally 7 p.m. UK time, right?
What's 2 p.m. to...
Daylight savings time happened.
Daylight savings time.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I think daylight savings time happened.
They don't have that there.
Oh, no. You don't have daylight savings, do you?
Lucky.
Oh, dear.
I mean,
okay.
we do,
well, hello.
Like,
oh,
I
man.
guess not the same time that you do.
No, I guess not. Oh, no. I didn't think of that. I'm sorry. I didn't know to tell you that we Americans have stupid, retarded freaking time change. Okay, well, we do.
Because it's currently, it is currently...
Okay, no harm done, no harm done.
7 p.m.
Okay, well, I guess for the rest of the year, you have to play an hour later, huh? Is that how that works? We go back, right? Bring back.
Bring
Fall
forward.
back.
Yeah.
Bring forward, fall back.
Well, it's 2:38 here, so calculate that at your leisure. You are currently super scared right now. Oh wait, are you? No, you're not. You're just frightened. You're not super scared. But you did just take some damage.
Okay, how much?
You just took 20 points of slashing damage and 10 points of necrotic.
Okay,
so
13 right.
Yep, so this creature here, Valandiir, he attacked all 4 of you on this bridge and contacted every one of them with his clawed arms. And he's massively huge. He's 20 feet tall. You are frightened of it. You cannot get any closer to it. And you also can't get any closer to in the other direction because this guy is like basically on top of you right here. So you're kind of stuck. You and Koza are both kind of stuck. Although, Koza, you were allowed to roll a wisdom saving throw to see if you are no longer frightened. And you know what? Iona, you would have as well. So you both can roll wisdom saving throws right now as that round of turns. We'll see if you're still frightened of these creatures.
Natural 20.
All right, you are no longer frightened. Nice. Let me get rid of your frightened condition. There we go. One of the wraiths tried to pull Kravish off the bridge. This one here is going to do that with Iona. He's going to move just outside your...
He moved me into that northeast wraith path, so he's got to make a wisdom save.
Yeah, definitely.
Also, something that I think we forgot to do last session was to see if the spirit guardians are still up, or would they automatically be gone as a result of the frightened condition?
I'm not going to take that away right now. I feel like that's immune. I don't think that being frightened breaks concentration is the way we figured that out. I think you're also blind or something, right? Isn't that what happened with you? That's why this big dark gray circle is here.
Yeah, I had you put a conditional movement. I couldn't see beyond 10 feet. I don't know if I get to roll again to see if I snap out of that. Yeah,
I'll say you do. It's a separate roll, but you do get to roll again. So his, Corey, his wisdom saving throw was only a 7.
Okay, so I'll roll my 48 and double it. All right, so that's 36 radiant damage for him.
Yeah, so he's going to just disappear into nothing. You see him just sort of like, your Flitty Fairies just perforate him and he just sort of disappears. There's no scream, there's no, explosion or anything. He just sort of disappears into darkness, which is kind of what's being projected into the air like a miasma around everybody anyway.
All right.
Okay. So
with him, grabbing me and shoving me against the wall.
Yeah. So you're gonna definitely take a d6 of fall damage as you smash into the wall really, really hard. He just wasn't able to pull you over.
Mm-hmm.
So you take 6 points of bludgeoning damage as you smash into the brick wall. This guy is going to grab hold of Iona. Iona, I need you to make a strength saving throw as he reaches out with these tendrils from his wraith-like hands, and they wrap around you and try to yank you forward towards him.
Yeah, and just to check, on my wisdom saves, I got a 15 and then a 13. Is that enough to remove either of the conditions?
The 13, no. The 15 also no.
Okay, great. Okay. Well,
sorry, he is. You are terrified. Right now, you are experiencing a fear that transcends like familial trauma. Like this is a visceral, sort of animalistic, primitive fear of just being blinked out of existence in nothing but pain and screams. It's an unnatural fear it's just really hard for you to knuckle up and persevere. Like this is grabbing hold of who you are.
Okay, yeah, so 12 is that gonna...
All right, so he pulls you, you smash into this wall and flip over the edge, and all of you watch Iona tumble into the darkness.
Oh, Jesus.
Iona, I'm going to say that he's going to have to roll a wisdom save because he just entered your spirit guardians as you fell down. And he only got a 13. So if you would like to roll damage.
I think I did, as I recall,
you don't have the ability to cast Featherfall?
Sorry, can you say that again?
My question was, can Yuno cast Featherfall? Does he have that in his repertoire?
Well, you know what? He is being attacked by a wraith, so I will have him roll perception. I believe I know his wisdom. Or perception is wisdom, correct?
Correct.
Yeah, let's see it. Let's see how high he rolls on a perception check as he's being harrowed. Now, 16 is not going to be high enough. He's looking across the bridge. There's pandemonium. He just sees. And by the way, Iona is kind of shrouded by darkness as well because of this effect that she's got on her, and she tumbles off to no notice of Yuno. He's fighting a creature that's next to him at the moment, which I still have yet to have him roll for. So, Iona, I'm going to say at the start of your next turn, you're going to be about 30 feet below the bridge. So, this guy here hasn't done anything either. He's going to move over here and he's going to harrow and attack the Mellish brothers with his wraithy nastiness. All right, this is not going to be a great. That's no. He's going to miss the Mellish brothers. Actually, they are pretty quick. He only has one attack, so that should be my turn. I still have to have him attack Yuno. I'm sure he's going to block this with a shield. With a 27. I think his shield gives him a 25, so no, he's going to soak this damage, which would be...
Can I see it enough to cast Silvery Barbs?
Yeah, you definitely can see this.
Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and cast Silvery Barbs, so he has to roll that attack.
Okay. Yeah, that one was not better. That makes it a 23 with a shield. That would bring it down to like I think definitely, yeah, he definitely would be able to block that then. So he blocks it with shield. He is shielded for the rest of his turn.
Okay, and I'm going to give
shield.
And I'm going to give the advantage attack to Yuno.
Okay, good deal. I got to take your flight status away from you, Reaper, but you are next. You are really, really, really scared right now. All of your attacks have disadvantage, no matter what fright source it's from. Okay. You also, right now, can only see in like gray and black, in grayscale for some reason. You've lost the ability to see in color. There's an unnatural wind blowing in all directions. It's messing with your hair, the cloth on your armor, and everybody around you is literally dripping blood and oil from their eyes as you feel about 30 pounds heavier than you really are. Your speed is not halved, but it's definitely feels weird to walk. And your turn is next.
Okay. Can I just hit the guy with
just
another...
the most horrible experience imaginable.
Sounds atrocious. And I attempt to hit the guy in front of me with my moat.
All right, which guy? You got a guy in front and behind you?
Just in front. It's...
This guy right here? Okay.
Yep, that guy.
Okay. What is this music?
Well,
oh my god.
Damn it. One was a natural 20. The other one is a 21 total.
21 does hit.
Kitchen.
Mm-hmm.
And my wings still exist.
Yes,
right?
they do. They
Okay.
do. You also understand that this is some kind of horrible vision that you're having. Like you flap your wings and you can feel the wind coming off of them. And
Okay.
yeah,
So it'll be 24 plus 5 for the celestial, whatever the fuck. So it'll be 29 radiant damage.
29 radiant total. All right.
Yep.
Yeah, it scores through him.
And I think that it'll be my turn.
All right. On your turn, at the end of your turn, he is going to make a strike with one of his limbs for daring to attack him. He's just going to swipe right across your arm, and let's see if he hits you. For another, I got a natural 19 again. That's a 29 to hit you.
Yes, I think that probably hits.
And we're looking at. There we go. That's I got a natural 8. That's 20 points of slashing damage,
Okay.
10 or 5 points of necrotic damage.
Okay.
You get your little resistance, but that's a nasty move. This guy right here is going to make an attack against Kravish with one of his claws for a 21.
That hits.
Okay. And he is going to slash at you for 10 points. I got 2 natural ones on that roll. 10 points of slashing damage. I doubt you have to roll concentration on that.
Okay.
Or do you? What is the rule with concentration if you take damage? If half of it or 10?
Yes, so whichever one is higher.
Yeah, so if you roll a 5, yeah, there you go. You're still up.
Mm-hmm.
Okie dokie.
Now he's already rolled for this turn, right? Because he started his turn in the zone. Did he ever roll a wisdom save for the Flitty Fairies again?
Well, he rolled when he first entered it. He did have a turn. I'm going to say that he is going to get 2. He's going to have to roll twice. One for you and one for Iona, who was technically standing there at the time. That's pretty good. That's a 19. That is an 18. And his buddy is going to have to roll as well. That's not great. He failed yours, Koza, or sorry, Kravish, and he got a 14. What does a 14 do for Iona's Spirit Guardians?
Well, the DC is 18 for her
All right.
Guardian.
Okay, so one of them takes half, the other one takes full.
Doesn't he?
What's that?
Koza's still got his moonbeam up, doesn't he?
No, that was after Koza's turn.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah. I do need to put a moonbeam up here, though. Don't I? Eclipse. And we'll put that right here. Right there is fine, right? I think so. It's hitting him. Okay, all right. Okay. All right, so we got 22, 16, 16, no. There we go. 16, 22, and then I need another 2 more from you guys, because you both hit both guys with your Spirit Guardians, and only one of them failed, so they all get damage.
Oh,
This
that
would be
was the wrong
easier.
one. Sorry.
This would be much easier if we were all at the same table, wouldn't it?
And you need an additional one, so you need 3 total rolls?
No, I need 2 from each.
Oh, 2 from each of us. Okay, so
Yep,
you got
yep,
the first
'cause
one to 22.
They're
and
both
then
caught in. They're both caught, and they're both getting hit.
Mm-hmm. There you go.
So, all right,
Okay, so my
good to know. I need a bigger monitor. All right, I'm just updating this guy now. Okay, all right.
buffering. Please wait.
Nope, we're good. Baranor, you are now sitting between a wall of black tentacles and a four-armed creature enveloping your friends. It is your turn.
Okay. I'm going to put my flame dagger away and raise up that same hand and cast Starry Wisp at the thing.
Starry Wispit thing.
At the thing. 14 probably doesn't hit, though.
It does not, unfortunately.
Yeah, spells are new to me.
That's okay. I'm gonna say that you rock, and you said this is just like it's like Jubilee, right? It's like you're just firing a mote of sparks and glitter and stuff.
Yeah, essentially.
Yeah, he turns his head around like the Exorcist and opens his skeletal skull mouth and swallows those sparkles harmlessly, and then turns his head back around.
Okay.
Cute. Creepy, but cute.
I don't really have anything else to do. I think that's my turn. Luna's going to take the dodge action.
Okay. Azia is going to see her new friend, dive over the edge, and he is going to jump after her. You all see Azia grab a length of rope from her side pocket, like she keeps a few things tied to her rope or to her robes. She's going to, as she takes 3 steps, within these 3 steps, she quickly ties the rope around her waist in a quick knot and throws the other end at somebody who is going to try to catch it. We've got Reaper, Koza, and Kravish.
I'll try to get it since I'm the closest.
Okay, I need you to make a dexterity saving throw to see if you can grab it.
Okay.
And Azia is diving off.
Yeah! Natural 20.
Natural 20. Azia, her foot catches the edge, the lip of this, and she's going to make an athletics check to. As she jumps, she's going to push off of the edge to try to increase her diving speed as she barrels down into the dark pit that you all watched Iona disappear into. She gets a natural 17 on her strength check. She's got good strength. That's going to be an unnatural 20. And Iona, just as you feel the darkness kind of swallow you, where you can't see daylight above you or the bridge anymore, you feel this furry claw grab you around your waist, and you hear in your ear, "Gotcha!" And she's going to grasp you, and you feel your both of yourselves taut on the end of this rope, dangling now about 40 feet beneath the bridge. Koza, you grab this rope and it pulls you forward, but you're huge. You're a massive, dense bear.
Yeah, I just plant a foot on the wall of the bridge.
Yeah, and you grab, and now both of your hands are occupied with this rope, but you caught them, and you can feel the weight of them dangle, like the weight kind of shift in the way the rope feels. Iona, you are no longer falling. And that's going to be all of Azia's turn. Yuno is going to definitely Misty Step, as he would say, the fuck out of here. He's going to make himself real scarce and end up over here. And I'm going to need him to make a dex save because these tentacles are going to try to grab him. So he's got decent dex, not great. 17, pretty good. Yeah, he's able to evade these tentacles for now. And he is going to shoot a firebolt at this one right here. And then he's going to try to do something cool that I'm sure Kravish will appreciate. Let's see, that is going to be a... Okay. Yeah, that still hits. He rolls terrible and still hits. All right. Let's see. I believe I have to... Does anybody else have Firebolt? I believe I have to increase it because of his level. Just look this up real fast.
I do not.
Yep. Increases by 1d10 when you reach 5th, 11th. So he does 3d10. This thing is probably going bye-bye, just saying, guys. No. There we go. No, not negative. There we go. 16, not bye-bye, but he definitely burns the crap out of it. All right. That is Yuno's turn. Kravish, you are up.
All right. I'm just looking right at him, and I'm like, we have bested petty tyrants and devils. The sanguine dread and the wretched worm Shekis have all fallen beneath us. Do you doubt us worthy now? And then I'm going to do that, and I'm going to take a stab at him with Anthem's Edge.
Yeah. I need you to make an intimidation check after you're done.
Okay.
Or persuasion, whichever you feel you'd be more in line to be using. Are you angry or are you feeling heroic?
Oh, this is heroic.
Right on.
All right. I think I have heroic inspiration, so I'm going to try to roll this one at advantage.
Okay.
27.
Yeah, that hits.
All right. So, and Divine Smite works a little bit differently now, but I'm most definitely going to use a Divine Smite with this. Hold on to that, because I still haven't yet rolled damage for Anthem's Edge.
Right.
All right, 10 points of piercing, 6 points of radiant. Let me read the description.
So 12. So
allies within 5 feet of me will get a +2 to their next attack.
That would be 5 feet, definitely Koza.
Mm-hmm. All right, and then let me look again at what the whole, now that it's a spell slot.
So that's going to be 12.
And then another
18 radiant.
Because this was a, well, no, what am I using? Actually, scratch that. I'm going to actually upcast it, and I'm going to cast a 5th level Divine Smite.
What do you mean? You're going to retro it?
Yeah, take that 9 away. I'm going to upcast it at 5th level.
You know, normally I would tell you, too bad, that's what you said, but this fight isn't that important.
And then there's another.
But if you say it, if you say it, I'm going to keep it.
Gotcha. Now, is this considered a fiend or undead?
Negative.
Okie dokie.
So you did 12 points of radiant damage for Anthem's Edge, and
then another 36 for Divine Smite,
and the 10 for piercing. So that's going to be 10, 12, 22 plus 36 is it 52? 52, right?
36 plus 12 is 33, 46, 48, 10, 58.
58. Hold on. Let me take that off. I don't want to cheese you your damage. That was a monster hit. And then go ahead and make your persuasion check as it recoils and shrieks in pain of your attack.
The train ends 16.
Yeah, he's, with that horrible amount of damage that you've dealt, it knocked him loose for a loop, and he didn't really hear you. He was in too much pain. You attacked too well to get through to him.
All right,
but that definitely shook him a little.
All right, and I'm going to try to, well, both copies are within my sphere right now, so I don't think I'm going to move necessarily, because I also want to keep the other guys that are up north within some kind of protection.
Yeah.
All right, so that's it.
Okie dokie. The Mellish brothers are going to stay where they're at, because if they do move, they're going to get an opportunity to attack. So they're just both going to attack this wraith here with their hand weapons. Marcus has what looks like a couple of hand axes. His brother's got a couple of short swords that look just huge in his hands, and they're both going to swing wildly. That's 2 attack. That's a miss. Holy crap. Double 4s. Marcus missed. His brother Pat hit with 1 and a natural 20 on the other. This is a bizarro world. Holy crap. Okay, so his first short sword. Oops, damn it. Sorry. I think short sword is a d6.
It is.
I rolled that wrong. Okay, he does 17 points with 1. He does 14 times 2 is 28 points with the other. Let's see if he's still alive. And yeah, he's still alive, but he's not doing good. He's getting torn up by the Mellish brothers over here. That's going to end his turn. They're not going to move. They're not going to try. You know what? For the hell of it, they're going to try to hide from a shadow creature. Let's see how well they do. They're going to hide behind Luna. The first one's a 28. Marcus got a dirty 20. So, Baranor, you notice the Mellish twins just sort of disappear behind your wolf. It is Iona's turn. Uh-oh, what happened to Iona?
She's flung over the cliff.
I somehow lost you in the turn order. I don't know what happened. But we're going to give you a turn, and you were, I think, a 13. Or whatever it takes to make you go before.
I was just above.
Yeah.
So, yeah, 13
we're gonna make...
might as well be 13. Okay.
All right.
Okay. Do I get to make my saving throws to get out of this? And if so, is at the start or the end of my turn that I make those throws?
To get out of what? You are currently being grabbed by Azia, who assured you that she kind of was able to hold you. What exactly are you trying to get out of?
I mean the conditions.
That's going to be at the end of your turn. All your frightened conditions.
Right. End of my turn, and I can't see beyond 10 feet, so attacking things is out for me for now. And I have an idea of what I want.
Well, as you're thinking of an idea what you want to do, you look down, and in the darkness of the ravine, you see things reaching out to grab you. They look like, honestly, like humanoid arms with sort of long, tattered, but painted, long, faded fingernails. They look human. They look familiar. They look like the arm that tried to grab you in the mud of the wall. They look like your aunt's arms, grasping, dozens, thousands of them, reaching towards you. You don't understand how you can see them. All there is darkness around you, and yet here these arms, these appendages grasp, reach, scratch the bottom of your heels, trying to get purchase. What do you do?
I mean, I'm probably going to heal myself, but I'm checking one thing first, because there may be something else to do.
You sold your armor. You know.
Oh, shut up and go and change your armor.
When danger reared its ugly head, Sarabin up and fled.
I have no idea what that reference is, but...
It's Monty Python.
Monty Python and the Holy Grail.
Holy Grail, those are your countrymen.
Holy Grail? God, it's been years since I've seen that movie. I can't believe
I could rehearse that entire movie verbatim with, like, the correct timing beats and everything. I've seen that movie probably I've seen it 50 times in my life, which is a lot.
I used to be able to do that, but apparently not anymore. Let me see. In that case, I'm going to cure wounds myself.
Okay. I know. Go ahead.
Okay.
All right. 12 healing. Nice.
No, it's a 22. It does the high level pass on top.
Aha. Gotcha.
Wait, did you get the high level pass thing on my spirit guardians then? Because those did that split thing as well.
Yes. No, I counted all of your damage. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay. But yeah, so that's 22.
Yep.
Okay, so that's respectable. feeling a lot better. That's probably going to be about it, to be honest. I'll go for my wisdom saving throws and see how I feel.
Yeah.
Let's say that was for... I'm going frightened first, and then the other one, so this can be the other one.
All right.
Okay.
That succeeds. You're no longer frightened.
Yeah.
And you're no longer blinded.
Nice.
Let's get rid of this aura down here. I think if I just erase it. Yeah, there we go. Okay, you can see. You see Azia before you, and she's kind of like a little taller than you, but you guys are both kind of short, so you're kind of nose to nose right now. And you can see that she's visibly shaken. She's still kind of affected by whatever it was that Legisteer did to you all mentally, but she kind of clutches you a little tighter and is just like, "Don't worry, I will not let you fall."
I nod, and I'm no longer frightened, but I've been very severely shaken.
Yeah, and you look down and you see no familiar arms grasping for you. You just see rock on the sides descending into darkness.
Yeah, I mean, there's this weird mix of being very, very shaken and also very, very angry because this thing very nearly stopped me from ever being able to take my revenge. So I'm just in this incredibly heightened tension, and I'm holding on to Azia, and I'm waiting for someone to pull us up.
All right. Do you wish to end your turn?
I mean, well, my saving throws are at the end of my turn, so I can't really take bonus actions, can I?
Well, we can do it where you did all your stuff before your saves. If you wanted to do something on your bonus action, you can.
No, because it's before my saves, then I can't see within 10 feet, so I can't.
That's true. That is true.
Yeah. Okay.
Koza. They're slipping! They're slipping! Not really. Azia has elven rope. It's easy to hold on to despite how thin it is. It feels like it's coated in a sandpaper so that you're able to get a really good grip on it. You still feel them dangling, though.
Okay, can I... How good is my stun? It's not bad. I'm going to try to pull them up.
Well, don't forget that you count as, large for dragging things and pulling things.
Yeah, but how does that... I don't know that I really understand how that works mechanically.
I think
it doesn't say anything...
Large carrying capacity and weight.
It says you count as one size larger when determining your carrying capacity and what you can push, drag, or lift.
Yeah, there you go.
Well, it doesn't infer any mechanical advantage.
Yeah, it just...
Well, then you know what? I'm going to say that whatever you get, you can add +2.
Okay. So I get a
I'll say
+4
that.
to whatever I have to roll to pull them up onto the bridge. Would that be a strength save?
No, that can just be an athletics check.
All right. So this is a +2 to this.
Oh.
Come on.
Koza.
11. Hey man, I've had 2 natural 20s this session. I'm kind of tapped out.
That's true.
Yeah.
Is that all you get? That's not all you get. That's not how this works.
Dude, I rolled 4 natural 1s last time. I am not complaining.
I know you did. Yeah, this elven rope, it's weird. You've never held elven rope before. It feels like you're holding shoelaces in your hand, and it kind of it's hard to it feels like it should be hard to hold on to, even though it's not. You get confused and you don't really pull up hardly at all. So unfortunately, Iona and Azia are still dangling 40 feet beneath the bridge.
All right. Well, then as a bonus action, I'm going to move my spiritual weapon.
Okay.
And have it attack this wraith.
All right.
That's not bad. That's 18 to hit.
Yes, that hits.
That's a d6, I think. D8 +3.
All right, hold on to your damage. I just got to step away from my keyboard for just a moment, okay?
Okay.
Lose yourselves.
So who has the coin of invincibility?
I'm gonna go with it's probably Maven in some crazy.
Probably.
abyssal
She didn't empty her pockets fully before she bounced off to hell.
She also didn't have like any of her stuff, so that's fun.
Mm-hmm.
He's just been knuckle and fisting it this whole time.
Yeah, straight up, just.
So who's the most jacked up right now? Anybody below 50%?
I don't think I'm below 50.
No,
Okay.
No, I'm all right.
You're all right? Cool.
I'm okay.
I don't think I've been
Walk
touched.
amongst yourselves. Oh, I see what Ellie just typed about daylight savings. 3 weeks. Yeah, I guess we get a jump on it, don't we?
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. What is your damage, Koza, for your spiritual
18
weapon?
points of radiant damage.
So that's doubled. Okay. Is that doubled or is that just regular?
That's doubled.
Oh, that is doubled. Okay, that's fine.
I mean, but if you want to double it,
All right.
man, go for it, man.
Hey, if you wanna,
For real, straight up.
Yeah. Your spiritual scythe just kind of cleaves right through this creature, and that ends your turn. It is Legistier's turn. So first of all,
I need a con save from him for my moonbeam.
oh, you do, and I'm gonna roll wisdom and stuff too. The start of his turn.
Oh, that's right. The flitty fairies and all that good stuff.
So that's a
He's
that's
got
a
a bunch of
21.
rolls to make.
Yeah, that's a 21 for Koza. That's going to be
fantastic.
that's going to be a 13 wisdom for one of Kurvish's moonbeams, or excuse me, spiritual guardians.
Spirit guardians, yeah.
That's going to be a 23 for the other copy's save. And this is going to be, well, no, what's the range? I think Iona is out of range.
Yeah, it's a 15-foot sphere.
Okay, yeah. So that is 2 saves, then they both did pretty good. So what is that?
It's a 17, so I think
It's straight.
it's a 17 wisdom. For spirit guardians, it's a 17 wisdom.
Okay, so this guy failed. This guy right here failed. The other guy got like a 23.
Yeah, he passed, so I'm just going to roll 2
Okay.
different rolls here.
Okay. So the first one's doubled. The second one is just straight.
So the first
Okay.
one doubled a 40, and when doubled a 46.
Oh, yeah. This guy's not looking too good. I don't know if you can see. Can you see his health bar?
Nope.
Nope. Okay, now you can. I thought I had that going this whole time.
And then number 2, halved, will take 7.
Okay. All right. I don't know if you want to see this, guys, but I'm going to show you anyway.
Okay.
All right. That's it for their rolls. Shoot. Okay, so first of all, I need Baranor, the Mellish brothers, and Luna, and Yuno to make strength saving throws, because these tentacles are reaching out and grabbing y'all. I'll roll for Yuno. Oops.
Strength save?
That's going to be it's not going to be enough. Yuno is restrained.
Strength save?
No, a dexterity saving throw. Try to get out of the way of these things whipping around trying to grab you. And I will roll for the Mellish brothers.
Dex save, you say?
Mhm. Okay, he got
God
a
damn it.
22. He got a... Okay, so one of the Mellish brothers is restrained.
Cool.
The other one is not.
Ignore the advantage for Luna, but... So Luna's probably restrained.
Jesus
Ooh,
Christ.
natural 20. Nice. All right, so Baranor, you flip and flit and toss and cartwheel your way away from these things. However, you look and as you do kind of like a sick superhero landing as this thing whips around, you look and see Luna just with these things wrapped around, and it's really hard to kind of see what's going on because everything is dim anyway. There's no like bright daylight above you. It's like heavy overcast, so it's hard to see anyway. Luna's very dark. She has kind of a Vanta black if she's not a little tiny bit oily, and this tentacle is hard to like make out in shadow. So there's this mass of wolf and darkness right next to you, and one grabbing Yuno, and one is grabbing the Mellish brothers.
So it's coming from this mass right here.
Correct.
Okay.
So Luna is restrained. I don't know what I'll just say she's netted. There's a net on her. A net of tentacles. This copy of Legisteer is going to make 4 attacks. 2 on Kravish, 2 on Koza with his claws. Is there anything anybody would like to do before he does that?
Hold on.
Corey's always the one to say, hold on. He doesn't do that.
No, I got you. All right, we're good.
Okay. The first one on Kravish is a 19. The second one is a 23. Koza, that's going to be a 18 on one hit and a 22 on the second hit.
I'm going to use my reaction.
Those both hit.
Hold on.
Yeah, they both hit.
Okay, Corey, you're using a reaction for...
Reaction, I'm going to use cutting words on the first attack.
Okay, did you not use silvery barbs before your next turn? Okay. All right. So one of them misses you.
Yeah.
All right. So that's going to be both attacks on... Let's do Koza first. That's 11 slashing damage and 5 necrotic damage against Koza for that one. The second attack is going to be 24 slashing with 12 necrotic. And Kravish, this guy attacks you for 23.
Ooh.
And 11 points of necrotic. So I will need a con save from you there. And half of that much damage, I think, is going to be 33, is going to be, what, 16? 17?
Say again?
You got to make a con save for me, and you got to, you got to beat a 17.
Oh, fun. So that was 20, you said 10 of necrotic.
11 of necrotic.
That hurt my feelings.
Sorry.
All right. Not enough.
Oh
no.
Your spiritual weapons fall.
Yep.
God damn it.
Hey, you had a good run.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That's that copy. This guy right here is going to move over here. He is going to settle up right next to Reaper. This guy is going to float down. Actually, you know what? He's not going to get anywhere near Iona. He's going to stay right outside its range, and he is going to extend those tendrils at Iona, and he is going to try to rip you out of Azia's grasp. I'm going to need Azia to make a strength saving throw. Let's see. Oh, she got a natural 20.
Yay.
Yeah, this thing grabs hold of Azia, or of Iona, and tries to drag you out of her hands. And you feel, I'm gonna do this. A natural 20 is I got to do something with it. Azia grasps you, and you feel her cat-like claws dig into you as she desperately tries to keep you from slipping. So you're going to take definitely some damage from Azia's nails. You take 1 point of piercing damage. What the heck? And he's going to fail his attempt to pull you down into the depths of Isa Gorge. This guy, however, is going to move in, and let's see. If he moves right here, he's going to get Koza and Reaper. You both get 2 slashing attacks. Koza, one of them hits you for a 25. The other one hits you for a 15.
Only one of those hit.
Okay.
Oh no, this might be bad.
He's going to do 20 points of slashing, 10 points of necrotic, and Reaper, you're getting slashed at 2 with 2 of these arms. One's only a 12. But the other one is a 23.
Just barely hits.
Yeah. That's going to be 20 points of slashing damage, 10 points of necrotic, or 5 for you. I don't know how I keep getting 20 points of damage on Reaper, but I do.
Stop it.
Yeah. This guy right here is going to move, and he is going to intertwine with these tendrils. He's not going to move outside of the Mellish Brothers melee, but he does move into Baranor's, so I don't know if that does anything, but he is going to slash down at Luna, who is all wrapped up. Okay, so Luna gets a slash of life drain for a 15.
15 misses Luna.
All right.
Yep.
So it does. And I think that's it. Yeah. That's it. My turn is done. Reaper, you are next. Oh, Steph. Is she muted? Oh. And she's gone.
Oh, she's having issues with her mic, I'm guessing, again.
That's okay. There she comes. She's back.
She's muted now.
And
hurry up.
There we go.
Hurry up, Reaper.
Okay.
You're almost dead.
Thank you.
All of a sudden, Reaper comes to. It is your turn, my lady. What would you like to do?
I would like to try to hit the guy with another mote. I'm guessing it's at disadvantage still.
Yeah.
Okay.
Although, did you roll wisdoms? Roll a wisdom save last turn?
I did not.
No. Well, do it.
Okay, wisdom saving throw.
See if you can get out of this.
15.
15 passes.
Woohoo! Cool.
All right. You are no longer at disadvantage for stuff.
Bitchin'. I'm guessing I'm still at disadvantage because he's close to me because it's a ranged spell.
Yeah.
Okay.
But you could always move.
I could. That is possible. 18 to hit.
18 to hit Legisteer or the Wraith.
Legisteer.
That does not hit.
Damn it. Okay. And that's my turn.
All right. Baranor, you and Luna. Luna's in a bit of a bind, no pun intended.
Does Luna
am I kidding?
Does Luna need to make a strength save to get out of it, or?
He does, or you could do it.
Okay.
You could try to wrestle her out of there.
Well, she would do it anyways, right?
I would think a wolf would definitely want to get out of whatever this is.
Yeah. I'm just saying, would that be at the end of the turn, or?
That would be at the end of her turn, yes.
End of her turn. Okay.
Because she's currently restrained, which means she cannot act.
Right. Is that what restraint does these days?
Yeah.
Restrained, your speed is 0 and can't increase. Attacks against you have advantage, and your attack rolls have disadvantage.
Oh, maybe I'm thinking of paralyzed?
So she still can attack.
Oh, I'm thinking of incapacitated.
Okay.
Yes.
But if she attacks,
I'll stick with that. I'll stick with restrained.
Okay. But if she's
not knocked out.
Do her save. Is the save is an action?
No. It's not an action.
Okay.
It's just it's kind of how it goes. You know, when you're all tied up, you can try to make a strength save at the end of your turn.
Okay. Well, if that's the case,
no, I'll let her act.
She's going to attack the wraith thing that's in front of her. Okay. She has disadvantage because of incapacitated, but she then has advantage because of pack tactics. So
it's a straight roll.
Straight roll.
Ew, nice.
25 to hit.
That does hit.
9 damage on that.
All right. Chewing this guy up.
And then Baranor will...
I'm just going to show everybody's life bar here. What does Baranor do?
Baranor's going to take out a soul knife and stabby at the wraith as well. So a soul knife just appears in his hand.
Cool. Neon pink, right?
Not neon pink, but like very Psylocke colored.
Cool. Right.
Like an indigo purple.
Yeah.
Okay.
A fuchsia.
18 to hit.
I was gonna say fuchsia.
You can say mauve. Yeah, 18 definitely hits with the soul knife.
9 psychic damage, and as Steph out, I do get sneak attack damage on it because I am next to a ally, or an ally is within 5 feet of it. So another 21 points on top of that. So 30 on total on that strike.
So as you stabbed at this thing with one strike, you get images race every time you make contact with this creature. Images race through your mind, deep images, things you haven't thought of in a long time, and distorted. You see a long lost loved one just being frightened and covered in scratches and blood, flashes in front of your eye really fast. Again, you see when Luna was young, tripping and falling and falling into a dark hole as you scream, as you reach after her. And just as you notice that your knife is stabbing into the stone where this thing was once standing, and there's nothing but a fleeting smoke trail in all directions as this thing disappears.
Okay.
I'm gonna say that Luna kind of looks at you with a little like, what was that about? Like, as she's being held by tentacles.
Yes. I think that will end my turn because I have my buckler shield on, so I can't do an offhand attack. Okay, so she needs a strength save or a dex? Oh, it doesn't matter. They're both the same.
She needs a strength save, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, it's a normal. There we go. Hey.
Ooh, natural 20, yeah. She doesn't even wrestle free of it. She just pulls and gets footing with her feet. And as she pulls through it, this tentacle just bursts into a trail of smoke and kind of dissipates. And she lands on her 4 feet and just kind of looks around and looks at the mass of blackness before you.
All right. That's my turn.
Okay. Yuno is going to try to get out as well. He's going to fail. He is still restrained. But since he can make an attack at disadvantage, he is going to shoot he can't sculpt a fireball anymore, can he? Damn. That sucks. You know what he can do is he can use his twinned spell ability with his robe. He's going to plant a fireball here and another one right here. so he can just catch the fingertips of all of these copies of Legisteer. This guy right here burns up instantly. You see the fire on his even half damage, he's gonna die. You see the fire race from the tips of his fingers all across his robes, and he's going to shriek and dissipate into smoke and shadow and scattered motes of anti-light and disappear. This guy, however, is gonna make a dex save. That's a failure, but he's gonna choose to pass it anyway. And because I know how hardcore into Fireball Kenny is, I'm going to upcast it. I'm sure he wouldn't mind. I know you all wouldn't mind. Yeah, he'll upcast that to a 4th level spell. That'll be 96 fire damage. Hoorah. D6. Let's chew this guy down a little, huh? Ooh, couple natural 6s, couple natural 1s for 30 damage. Better than nothing. Okay, that's going to end Yuno's turn. Azia. Oh, you know what? Do you know what? Let me check on something real quick. Oh, she can't use that spell. Okay, that's fine. She is going to use all of her feline strength. She's going to grab hold of of Iona with one of her paws, and she's going to try to grab the rope above her and pull her up. And she's going to tell Iona in your ear, grab the rope. And she's going to hoist you guys up. Let me make a strength save with her to see if that's good. Yep, she's going to make it about 10 feet up, so you're 30 feet. And she's going to give you a free action to try to grab the rope above you guys. So if you want to make a strength save, or an athletics check rather, to see if you can grab the rope above her and close this distance up to the bridge.
Natural 20.
Natural 20. I'm going to give you another 5 feet for the natural 20. So you actually you grab up above you and pull yourself up, and you're pulling now Azia as she latches onto you. So you guys are kind of switching who's in charge of ascending this rope. But I'll say she got up 10, you got up 10, and you got up 5. So you were 40. You're now 15 feet below this bridge. That's going to take up all of Azia's energy and time. Kravish, you are next.
Wait, does that mean that I'm now within Spirit Guardian range of this guy?
No. It would be like you like this. Hold on. You'd be just touching his... you're 15 feet below the bridge, and he's kind of hovering above the bridge a little. Yeah. Okay. You're close, though. You're close.
Okay. So another 10 feet, you'd be fine.
Yeah. Krabish, it is your turn.
It is my turn. So I am going to go ahead and go, well, it worked so well before. I'm going to re-up the Spirit Guardians.
Of course you are.
Upcasting at 4th level.
Okay, let's roll wisdom on him. Not bad, but not great. That was a 15.
That fails.
Alrighty.
That's 22. Doubled would be 44.
Hoo-wee.
And I'm going to use some movement to close some distance here. And I am going to use my bonus action to cast some healing word on myself.
Alrighty.
I get 17 back. Do you doubt our worthiness now?
Go ahead and make another persuasion check. Now that you've shown that you can shrug off his negation of your Spirit Guardian spell. This is magic unlike he's ever seen. And it hurts. 27. You stand before this creature. You willingly approach this menacingly dangerous 4-armed Grim Reaper who has been inflicting wave after wave of slicing, bloodied decaying, diseased damage upon you. And again, you approach, and again, you fill his vision with burning, radiant energy. And he, if he had legs, would drop to his knees. You see him shrink 20 feet wide, 15 feet wide, 10 feet wide, and drops to his knees 5 feet. He's a medium-sized creature at this point. Drops to his knees before you, Kravish, and just holds up, and you see his hands, they phase from 4 arms to 3 to 2, and he just lifts his hand before him in a defensive position, and he just says, enough. Enough. I confess, you truly are formidable. You slayed this creature as you say you did. I believe you now. You spoke the truth. You did destroy a Bardax. If so, you would have my thanks. My shame of letting it escape would be expunged. I would no longer wallow in this evasion. Dear travelers, what do your supplicants call you?
We are known as the Crown Collectors.
The Crown Collectors. Never before has a bridge walker embodied such raw violence. This delights me. Tell me, what brought you before a Bardax? What reason would mortals have to tempt their feet against this beast?
He was preying upon the weak.
What weak would that be? Who did you save from this creature? Were they family? Were they friend?
No. They were strangers in need of help.
Ah, the valiant soul. Hired protection, but and he almost smells into the air. Not for gold. You drip with wealth, I can smell it. For what then? What purpose drove you to such charity?
We do it because we have to. Because the consequences of not fighting are unacceptable. To have the weak struggle for at the whims of the strong.
Kravish, I'm going to need you to make another wisdom saving throw in this thing's presence, because he's getting a little bit of deception from you.
Oh, no. There's no deception.
Well, yeah. But there's also an omission of truth.
18.
18? All right. So he doesn't probe your mind, but he just says, you have a humble heart. You fight for the weak. With no promise of payment, you receive nothing in return.
No, we have been paid for our efforts. That is true. I am not going to deceive you on that part.
What
but it's not just for money alone that we do it.
What do mortals need, if not gold? Tell me, I am curious.
The promise of security.
Security.
The ability to lead your life in a manner that you choose to.
That doesn't make sense to me.
Well, of course not. You've lived forever. You've lived so exceptionally long, you've never felt the sting of mortality or the fragility of the humanoid existence.
I will tell you, I am not
much time on this realm.
I have not lived forever, just to be clear. But yes, a very long time. What could I do to repay you? What could I do to reward you for liberating me of my quarry?
For starters, my two friends hanging off the bridge, you could get them up.
Yeah, you notice that he dimension doored them, and kind of as you were speaking and pontificating, there was a presence that kind of materialized behind you. Unfortunately, the dimension door cut Azia's rope, which she is instantly not happy about. But the two of them are now safely behind you together on the bridge.
Okay.
Apologies. I do not encounter honest mortals very often. They can be treacherous, as we can, by necessity.
I have work to do. You would have prevented its completion for no reason.
And he's going to turn his body in Iona's direction, and you see him waft. Almost threateningly, but having seen what you guys are capable of, you see he's not making any sudden moves. He's not preparing any spells. Work. It is ever grinding, is it not? My work keeps me in motion, keeping those from my realm from escaping into yours. What work can a mortal have?
Vengeance. Justice.
Ah, the Dark Ones love vengeance. Justice and vengeance are seldom the same. And you see his skeletal hand just kind of drape across your cheek and caress you just slightly. You will have to choose. You will have to decide whether you wish to sully your heart while also your blade. I sense a choice in you, but this vengeance part of you beckons me to aid. You face a threat, one that you work to revenging against. I shall repay you in kind. You returned honor to me, erased Abordax from my charge, freed me to resume my duties to the Rift. I shall send you my wraiths, and they rise out of the darkness now, 10, 20 of them, eyes glowing red. The sky grows darker as they surround you, keeping their distance, but wafting the same dark energy as Legisteer. They are relentless and fearsome, like you. They are from your world and mine. Easier to survive here. Call upon them in your need. They will help you eradicate this threat, this need for justice, and return balance to this plane. I thank you for your assistance with my quarry. I shall burden your travels no longer. And remember fondly the mighty crown collector stirs. And you hear his voice echo throughout all the rock and trees and disappearing into a whisper that hushes into nothing. The wraiths are gone. The darkness around you is gone. The loss of your hit points is gone. You all stand there on the bridge, all damage being erased. You feel just as fit and fine as you did when you first walked onto the bridge. Up from the dark ravine below, you see a stone about the size of an apple toss into the air and into the middle of your party. Who's catching it?
I got it.
You got it. You snatch it, and your hand turns black, and tendrils grow, and you instantly kind of identify what this thing is. It is a kind of a ascending stone, if you will. It has the ability to detect your thoughts, and if you direct your thoughts towards a group of people, it can summon 20 wraiths.
Wow.
And I'll say to a area 500 within 500 feet, you can summon 20 wraiths. You can't tell them what to do. All they are is allied with you. You won't be able to communicate with them, and I'm just telling you this just to get the mechanics out of the way. But it's not a one-time use. It looks like it might have a few charges in it.
I can just imagine Koza grabbing it, having that moment of clarity, and go, "Whoop! Here you go, Iona," and just toss it right.
Oh, so Iona's got it now.
I'm just being facetious. I don't know if he did
Okay.
or not. I'm just saying I could just picture him just grabbing, and go, "Ooh, hot potato!"
Don't want that around. Here, let's see. I think I can remove all this junk from the map. Yeah, I sure can.
I dropped my spirit guardian.
As do I.
And here you stand at the in the middle of Isa Gorge. Yuno is going to drop to his knees after being let go from the tentacles. As one of the Mellish brothers, he's going to join you over here. And your spell slots are also restored. So if you guys want to return your HP and spell slots to where they were before this fight, that's fine. We're going to take a little break, and I'm here to tell you.
Equivalent of a long rest.
Yeah. I mean, you're still hungry.
Sure, but like all your spell slots, all my bardic inspiration slots, everything's back. Okay.
Yeah, because I don't. Oops, I just deleted Iona again. I think whoever this was over here.
I'll put myself back. Yes, you did delete me.
I'm trying to get this stupid moonbeam out of here. Sorry, Noah. Okay. So yeah, we will take a 15-minute break, and I just want everyone to know that this marks a milestone, and you all level up.
Yeah.
All right.
You all level up to 14.
Nice.
Yeah.
Right. During the break, we can level up.
If you can get it done in 15 minutes, that's fine. I'd prefer we didn't break up role play with people saying, "Hold on, I'm leveling up my character." But if you can get her done in 15 minutes, that's fine. I can promise you we're not going to have combat again, so it's not super necessary for you to pick out all your new spells and stuff and things. But yeah, we will take a deep breath and try not to let the trauma seep in too deeply. And we'll meet back here at 4:15 Eastern Standard Time. All right?
Aye.
All right. We'll see ya. All right. Okay, this map is not terribly important right now. You all stand at the edge of the bridge, looking down at the blackness. You notice that it has receded slightly. It's not quite so encroaching, the blackness. Is there anything anybody would like to do standing on this bridge? If not, what would you all like to do from here? Just set the geographical stage. It was about a half day's journey from the Needle, which isn't far from where you are now, to Hopton. So you're looking at early evening right now. You're pretty sure that you'll have to camp somewhere in the next few hours, which is perfect because that's about how far from the Needle you are.
I'd say we hot-footed off this bridge and keep going the same way that we were towards the Needle.
Yuno's going to kind of approach Iona or Koza. I don't know who really actually decided to hold on to the stone and just say, mind if I take a look at that?
I think we said that Koza still had it.
Mm-hmm. Let's see here. Koza, you're not muted. Do you give it to Yuno or not?
Yes, I do. Sorry.
That's okay. Yuno is going to reach into his pack and grab a pair of forceps, like a kind of like large iron tweezers, and grab hold of it. And he's just going to study it while you guys hike.
Figure out how to hotwire it.
Well, you don't really need to hotwire it. It's pretty self-explanatory. Looks like it doesn't require attunement. And over the next hour, he's just kind of muttering to himself and tapping it with his little wand and holding it with these forceps, putting on one and then a separate set of just like funny lensed spectacles that he's looking through it at it. And he also learns that it indeed has 2 charges, and he's not exactly sure if it will reset at dawn. It seems kind of a disposable object.
So, make it count.
Right. He has no idea how the stone is actually able to summon a set number of entities. He says usually when you've got an object that can summon, it's either usually one, like summon elemental, or it summons between 1 and 4 or 1 and 10. But to have an exact amount, this is pretty powerful magic. And if it can transport, I'm guessing it transports them from somewhere else.
Cool.
Mm-hmm. He's going to toss it back to Koza. And as he does, he's going to say, I wouldn't recommend touching this with your fingers.
Noted. And I put it in a pocket immediately.
Yeah, it's sort of dripping with a faint amount of smoke, kind of like the Copus, the Copus of Blight, how it just sort of drips with a cascade of smoke and energy. It's not quite as, strong as the Copus, but it's just this very slight shadowy smoke just kind of wafts off of it and tumbles down wherever it's sitting. So
yeah,
putting it in your pocket is, yeah.
Nope.
Nope. Not risking it.
Yeah.
If
And
I had
I'm
a
not
bag of
gonna be-
holding, it'd go in there.
Well, you do have a bag of holding, but Yuno does not want it anywhere near that.
Yeah, no.
Your stuff. All right, so a 3-hour journey to the outskirts of the Needle. I'll just need a perception check from 2 of you just to make sure the trail is, not that you're on a trail, you're kind of walking through the wild woods, that your journey is as uneventful as possible. Who wants to give me those?
I got one for you, 16.
I'll do it as well. Wait, where'd roll 20 go? Oh, Jesus Christ.
Roll 20 has disappeared for everyone. No more roll 20.
Just doing perception check.
Yep.
Okay. Guidance. Not that it's needed.
33.
Yep.
Well, I really like checks over 30. So, Kravish, your 16 doesn't glean much. I'm guessing you're out front?
I'm the back.
You're in the back? Okay. I mean, you're really paying attention to ahead of you. That's where the real danger is. However, you guys did just encounter some pretty otherworldly threats behind you. Seemed to have kind of switched sides and backed you up, but it's better safe to keep an eye on the rear as possible. But you don't see anything really of note. You don't hear any footsteps or hoof marks behind you. You don't feel like you're getting followed. Baranor, your kind of perimeter sweep with your wolf of the immediate 50 feet around the front of your group's travel bubble. It's not you, but it's your wolf, Luna, that perks up and has her nose kind of pointed directly towards a huge hollowed stump, probably 10 feet wide. It's a little reminiscent of the entrance to the Abaldak's lair that you just were at. So you're kind of on guard for that kind of stuff. It does look like the rot has tunneled its way underground. It's kind of far, though. It's about 80 feet away from the main group. And it's something that you see and you kind of clock it with Luna. And you, with a 31 perception, can definitely sense that something lives there.
33.
33, yeah. Yeah, 33.
Okay. Can I tell, how big is this opening exactly?
10 feet wide.
10 feet wide? Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do I see any prints coming out of it?
You're too far away. You're pretty far. You're about 50 feet away.
Okay.
All you can see is that there is this large hollowed out stump.
All right, I'm going to have everyone hold, and I'm going to sneak up to toward the entrance.
Okay. At this moment, you do see footprints or claw prints or something like that. It looks like, first of all, very large clawed mammalian. It could be a bear. It looks like it's got a row of 5 little toe beans instead of 4 that would accompany a dog or cat. Razor's sharp claws, though, because the entrance is all scratched up, like this thing trudges through and doesn't have a lot of nimbleness to it. But you do see something that you didn't expect at a bear den. You see a few brown feathers strewn about the place.
Oh no.
Fudge buckets.
Yeah, okay. I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna sneak back to the rest of the group and be like, there's a den up ahead. We need to sneak around it.
A den? Like a bear den?
Like a wolf's den?
I would probably have a good idea about what this is.
I mean, you could make a nature check, and
let me make a nature check.
At advantage because you're of the woods.
Oh,
I can't imagine. Don't get a 1. If you get a 1, you won't know what it is. Oh, right. Do I get to take that 27 or what?
That's an advantage, so yeah.
Yeah, definitely. You know what it is. You know what it is. I know you know what it is.
It's an owlbear.
Looks like a big one.
Yeah, it's an owlbear den.
Yeah, and it smelled male.
Yeah, they're ferocious, but really, like, we don't need to bother it. Let's just sneak on past.
Yeah, let's. Yeah.
All right. Well, ready your strategies and give me a stealth check.
I will cast Pass Without a Trace.
Okay. Let's see here. Let me do one. I got 4. Holy shit. I got 4 people to roll for.
Jeez.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to guidance myself and then stealth.
I can guidance myself now, too.
Yeah.
I thought you could always guidance yourself.
You know what? Azia is going to guidance Reaper.
Okay, that's fine. Is there any, shadows that I could hide in?
Yes. You're traveling through the woods. And it's not a real sunny day.
Perfect.
Low rolls
and
for me.
I would like to cast invisibility on myself because I'm in shadow.
Okay. How long does that last? Is that a minute?
Let me go make sure because it's like a class thing.
The Mellish twins both got a 25 and a 31. Azia is going to get She's not super stealthy. She's going to get a 25.
Up to an hour.
And okay, good to know. No, I don't have. Oh, and right? He's pretty dexterous. Oh yeah, he got a 37. Is invisible. All right. Don't forget to add 10. Did anybody get under 20?
Okay, so I forgot to roll on a stealth check. I forgot.
Uh-huh. That's okay. That is all right.
10, 27.
Okay, so it doesn't look like anybody got under a 20, except for... Oh, no, that was mine. Good. That's fine. Tiptoeing around this area, and I'll say that it's really not super necessary for you to cast Pass Without Trace, but it translates into that you guys to give this stump a wide berth.
Yeah.
Constantly keeping eyes on it. Luna is the last one to keep her eyes on it as you all pass, and you're doing your best not to break twigs under your feet. The ground cover is kind of coated with a light layer of melting snow, so there's a slight crunch to everyone's footfalls that you're all very, very conscious of in softening. And you pass through the area. You don't hear a rumble. You don't hear a roar or a screech or a squawk. All silent until you pass through the area undetected. An hour passes by.
Okay.
The forest kind of becomes monotonous in its scenery. High bushes here, young trees there, all covered by a towering canopy of green trees above you. The air is very crisp. You can all still faintly see your breath as you hike through the forest. Azia stops Baranor with a single look. This is as far as I wish to go until I put up my house. I think we should find a suitable place to hide it.
All right, I'll go look for a spot.
Okay. Reaper, you kind of are lagging behind, and Azia had been, for the most part, kind of given you a wide berth, but she kind of rounds the corner while Baranor sort of disappears with Luna into the woods. You're not exactly sure what's up with that guy and his wolf, but Azia gives you this look of it immediately feels like judgment, but it almost, you kind of think about it a little more as she kind of reads your body language and keeps her 5 to 10 foot distance, and her judgment kind of melds into concern and curiosity, and she just kind of gives your armor a look, and you see her walking around with this large staff, this cat's paw staff, as she hikes, and she just kind of leans up against a tree waiting for what Baranor promises to be a dark little nook. And she just kind of looks you up and down to say, "Tell me, where do you draw your magic from, Pale One? The wings are a particularly beautiful touch, if I might say so." Did she just jump off the chat again? She does this every time. There you are.
So,
I don't know if you were just talking or not, but you cut out like 3 times.
great.
I don't know if you want to start over. Nope, she's gone again.
She's just having issues with it. She said 1 second, but you were in the chat. So
Ah,
You hear me now?
I don't. Yes, I can.
Okay. She would like to stare at her for a moment, just trying to assess how much she's going to tell her.
Yeah, and I'll say, just so you know, Iona's nearby, Kravish is nearby, and, Koza's kind of, it looks like he's sort of druid crafting on his own, not too far away, so you're within earshot of pretty much everybody.
The wings are natural. I've had them forever. Magic power itself comes from a more unnatural source.
Ah, another one pulled by the darkness. I have met one or two like that in recent weeks. It seems that with darkness comes power. That creature we just battled was consumed with darkness. It wasn't until it left that I felt the landscape brighten again. Such power he wielded. Seems like a dichotomous relationship, power and will. For I do not draw a dark will from you.
I have no... I don't wish ill upon others. That's not something that I aspire for. And she kind of smiles a little bit and looks at her dead in the face and says, I'm not as nice. A little bit of derision seeps in as some of the people we travel with.
They are rather Boy Scout-like, are they not?
Yes. Much more of a... I have very specific reasons for doing what I did and being who I am now.
Yes.
And I would do absolutely anything to make sure that those things stay in place.
Before the cat is out of the bag, so to speak.
She rolls her eyes because she's like me. She thinks puns are terrible. Yes.
I can tell that it is a grace you carry with you, Reaper. And I know that it is tempered with darkness. Do not let it consume you. Fight against it if you must. But in the meantime, it does make you powerful, and I am glad to fight at your side.
So, smile and nod. Thank you.
Baranor, what'd you find? As Baranor returns to the group, looking a little.
What I rolled.
a little. Yeah, I'm not gonna make you roll it. Just describe what Baranor finds in the woods. You traveled all of 1,000 feet in every direction. What'd you find?
I found a nice little it started off as a clearing, but then kind of went into this little nestled area with this kind of high rock face to one side.
All right.
Facing in.
Well, they all follow you to this place. It's not far away. It's maybe 200 feet into the northeast area of this portion of the Garden of Mist. And Azia sort of balks at the clearing before looking with wide eyes at this nestled rock face, and finds this cave at the southern end of it. It doesn't look like a very deep cave. It's maybe 20, 30 feet deep. And with a very cursory inspection of it, it appears empty. It's not being inhabited by any woodland creatures. There's no crates or chests from a previous camping expedition. And Azia pulls out of her pouch a little tiny pyramid made of what looks like sandstone. And she lays it down along with a few other components. And she grabs her staff and pulls that huge statue of Bast, this gold cat statue, out, sets it down next to it, and she begins performing a ritual. She kind of whispers to the side, "I will be sometime." And it looks like she's praying and muttering to herself, and she moves her hands and forms little glyphs in the air. Good luck, cat. So kind of pipes up. He kind of walks in from behind the group, and he looks like he kind of had his familiar scanning the area. This raven, this spectral raven, just sort of lands on his shoulder and disappears. And he says, "Well, we're not far from the needle. I can tell you that there's kind of a regular amount of activity, sort of same amount of skeletons and zombies milling about the place. I saw 2 more of those winged creatures. They're big. I don't know what to do about them. It seems like there's probably more than 2. So I don't know what do you guys think our next move should be?"
Well,
So, do we have like a basic understanding of like layout and stuff, or do we need like? Okay.
needle.
No, I have a map.
And where the groups of the walking rot are.
I mean, we have a map of the.
We have a map, but do we know where they are?
Well, let's see here. Let's take a look at that map, which isn't that far back, because you guys just got... Didn't you guys get like a really detailed version of it? There were some notes and stuff inscribed on it.
Yes.
I think I think Iona and someone else rolled well enough to have like a war plan that was good, and that was based around the map.
Yeah, so if you're looking at that map that I just posted, you can probably see where there's like a central area with a very small, thin, narrow... That's the needle. Okay. It's surrounded by 4 buildings that kind of go from its 11 o'clock clockwise to its 4 o'clock. And you'll note that area to its southwest kind of looks, I don't know, it looks like an amorphous dark patch. That is a set of gallows. Looks like enough space to hang 3 people. There's also maybe, it says guillotine ? And then there's a ring of buildings around that. And the ring of buildings is all marked with containment and storage and cells, and there are skulls marked next to them. One of them one of the buildings has 1 skull, another building has 4 skulls. Not exactly sure what that means. And there are buildings kind of labeled, scattered around the town. One of them says tavern, and that tracks with the place that you guys went to kidnap that half-orc guy and found the child. There's another place it's just labeled barn storage. There's other ones that says like Rickon's house and multi-room dwelling or something like that to denote where lots of people can stay. It doesn't really say anything about undead, but from what Yuno's familiar just saw and that he relayed to you is that the whole place is scattered with undead. It looks like they're kind of wandering a few feet every minute. Like they don't move very quickly. Some of them kind of wander in very erratic little circles. Some of them patrol around the whole town. It's kind of a mismatch, and you can see members of the Walking Rot death cult kind of pushing some of these zombies and skeletons out of their way. If they get in their way, they don't seem to really regard these creatures with any reverence at all. And he saw 2 large or larger winged wyverns. They don't exactly look like dragons, other than the leathery wings and the reptilian face, but they have kind of a snake-like face. It's not as defined as a dragon would be. They have great big bat wings, a couple of clawed legs, and a whip-like tail. And Yeah, they move pretty quick.
Okay, so does anybody with a better grasp of spatial reasoning than me, because I have none of that, would you be able to make some kind of plan as to what we want to do with the archers and the wraiths and stuff that we have at our disposal? And figure out where we're going to be in all of this?
Mm-hmm. Who just posted that? Oh, I gotta lean that screen over. I mean, they're not as smoky as that, but you got the right idea.
That's the Gloomstalker from Critical Role.
Ah, yeah.
And it's pretty much described kind of how you were talking about.
Yeah, you know, you guys seen the movie Avatar with the what are they called? The Ikran, the flying creatures. They kind of look like that in the face. They don't have the head tendrils that you connect with in a very weird sexual way. But they do have they're earth tones. They're like kind of brown. They're brown and tan. But they have very long whip-like tails, and they got wings and feet like that. So it's pretty much like that.
Where are we from the town?
So if you're looking at the town, that is pretty much dead on as far as its layout. You will note, however, that the real map would have forest surrounding the outer wall. There is not farmland or whatever that's supposed to be, and there's also no windmill either.
Okay, but
where you're at now, you guys traveled southwest west to get to Hopton, so you would be approaching from the lower left portion of this map before you hit the town proper. And it looks like those buildings to the southwest of the map. It looks like a lot of them are farm-like. Like there's houses and storehouses and things like that. And there's nothing really written on the map about those. And not for nothing, I think you guys have seen all of that already. I think you guys have been through that part of the needle. So
yeah, I mean, looking at the map, there's not a great one place for archers to be, in my opinion. They'd mainly be in the streets, firing close range. I'm talking to the group as a whole, strategizing. Which isn't ideal, but I mean, if we can have, them kind of behind us as we push forward, and the wraiths kind of doing like the fucking...
That'd just be shock troops.
The scene from Return of the King.
Where they just spill out and just wreak havoc.
Yeah.
And maybe the wraiths can clear out some areas where the archers can actually take up a more favorable position.
Yeah, rooftops probably.
Is that like a wall? Is the whole town surrounded in a wall?
I think
it is. It's not a very high wall. It's like it's just like a perimeter fence. It's kind of like something that would surround a community. It's maybe 8 feet tall. Definitely scalable. You guys have found, and it's also not complete. There are gaps in the walls that you guys have found, so you don't have to consider the wall any kind of real obstacle. And it's about this time that Azia stands to her feet and turns to you all. It is ready. Perhaps we can continue this conversation indoors, where it is warm.
I like the thought of that.
Okay.
Sorry, go ahead.
So if we're about to long rest, presumably.
Well, that's up to you, but it is the late evening hours, about 8 o'clock. You guys haven't eaten yet, so most of you are kind of hungry. So, yeah, if you wish.
Because if we're going to long rest, if we're going to long rest, and if there's space enough in the cave that I can cast it without making it really obvious to anyone who might be passing through, because I've just leveled up, I might cast Guardian of Faith just to have that extra layer of protection.
Okay. Azia kind of directs you all into the cave, and at the back where you saw the wall, the back cave walls where it just ends, very uneven, ground. You see now a sandstone door that she kind of waves her hand in front, and it splits in half and kind of crumbles or grinds its way and opens through the middle, allowing you all inside. There is about, like I said, about 20 or 30 feet of space before you get to the entrance of this cave. If you would like to set up your Guardian of Faith, what does that look like, by the way?
I mean, it's sort of indistinct, but it's big. It's 10 foot tall. It's sort of roughly humanoid, roughly female, but too tall. The limbs are too long. It's spindly in a way that doesn't look weak. It just looks too narrow. And it's got a sword, which is one of the most distinct parts of a very indistinct shape and looks wickedly sharp. And it also carries a shield, which carries on it the stamp of the symbol of Talona.
Aha. Does it radiate any kind of light?
No, it just sort of hovers there, 10 foot tall. And
the spell description doesn't describe any emanating light or anything like that. It's just a large spectral guardian.
Aha. Well, it materializes. You can feel its presence, and it's wordless, faceless, almost featureless, and it just kind of stands stock still, stoically keeping an eye on the entrance to the cave.
Okay.
The entrance hall to the pyramid, to Azia's domicile, greets you. It looks slightly different than it did before. You're not sure if it's because you were only here once, or if this obvious spell doesn't always manifest in the same way, but the general gist is the same. Sandstone walls, floors. There are hieroglyphics carved into almost every surface of this place. There are large golden cat statues in different shapes and different styles. Some are made of marble, some are made of gold, some are carved into the walls themselves. And Azia just kind of breathes a deep sigh of relief and undons or doffs her outer robes and hangs them on some hook and puts up her quarterstaff. You see her kind of shake her hair loose a little, and she just sort of saunters away into a different wing of the pyramid. I will prepare dinner, if that is all right with you.
Go right ahead.
Please.
All right. You're also greeted by little porcelain, probably like 4 feet tall, little porcelain statues that have come to life, and they're very, like you said with your spirit guardian, or your guardian, they're very spindly, ropey almost, but muscular and colorless. They're all white porcelain. They've got kind of robe-like garbs, and each of them have a different animal for a head. One of them looks like a hawk, another looks like a bull, another looks like an alligator. And they approach with trays of silver-cupped drinks. There's little snacks on a couple of them, and they just kind of wander in and out of the room. Yuno's going to playfully snatch the map out of Baranor's hand and say, all right, well, shall we find somewhere to sit and talk?
Yes. At dawn, we plan.
You find a similar kind of dining hall. It's just adjacent of where you can hear Azia messing around with pots and pans and pulling things out of shelves and pantries. It's across the hall, down a little. Just kind of like a long dining hall with high-backed sandstone chairs.
All right. Well, what's on the menu for tonight?
You're not sure. It smells spicy.
Oh.
There's a spice in the air.
Hello, everybody.
Long,
Everyone being
awkward
quiet?
silence.
I'm here.
Okay. Are we all contemplating our life's choices, or?
Yeah, all.
Or are we
did I
all
get
hunting? Are we all hunting for memes? Methinks the latter.
I mean, what can I say? You put a little cartoon midget in the trap.
What?
Okay, I know things about ancient Egyptian hieroglyphs, and you put in a little dancing midget.
Those are the Bengals, man.
No, I think she's talking about what Steph posted.
Oh, okay. The little Coptic.
They're talking about what you posted.
They just look like little canopic jars, just
Yeah.
like little quail.
Yeah.
Is that Blinky? I think that's Blinky.
How do you get in here?
Yeah. Hey, who's to say that the Pac-Man game isn't an Egyptian pyramid?
It's an ancient Egyptian game. No one's figured it out yet.
Yeah. If you lose, you go to the shadow realm.
Oh no.
Yeah. How many franchises can we throw in there? What the?
How about Beetlejuice
so
and
we're
Casper?
cooking something hot and spicy for dinner.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. There's a roaring fire in the brass brazier at the corner of the room. It's you're all very warm. It's a very comfortable place.
Oh,
There's a. Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna pop out the puppies.
The two remaining puppies, they kind of materialize next to Baranor's feet, and Luna instinctively, for a split second, looks around looking for Artemis before remembering that Artemis is gone.
Oh.
I just pet her supportingly, like she's in good hands.
The somber moment is broken by the sound of Fenrir and Apollo, and you hear a distinctive meow in the corner of the room as the two pups are chasing a black cat up a stone shelf and cornering it there and sort of yelping up at it, and you can hear this cat look down with absolute disdain at the pups and hiss.
Luna just looks on with mild amusement. They'll learn.
Yeah. This cat sort of straightens itself out and very coyly saunters along this top shelf. Looks like a shelf built into the wall near the ceiling just for a cat. And it sort of scales this shelf around the room and settles in a nice warm corner between a couple of other shelves, and just sort of very slowly closes its eyes as it keeps its gaze on the pups. It's not too long as you guys kind of decompress and kind of settle into your seats, that you hear footsteps very gently. Those of you who are very good of hearing are the only ones that hear it. Footsteps of Azia as she kind of enters the room and sits at a chair at the head of the table, very kind of off to the side, and you see her kind of waft her fingers in the air, and a little ringing sound comes from her fingertips. And those little porcelain statues bring trays and trays of food. It looks like braised lamb and kind of like a rice dish with beans through it, and lots of grilled vegetables and actually grilled fruits. And, there looks like there's some kind of noodle dish as well, and just sort of passes it around and puts it between you all to all of your kind of convenience. You notice that there are plates that materialize, that they're made out of white marble, and they kind of lift out of the table itself along with some silverware. Please, all of you, dig in. Well-earned meat.
Oh, thank you. It smells delicious.
It does smell delicious.
Ravaging it.
Mm-hmm. And just as you empty your plate, it refills itself with more food, as if, gauging how much it is that you wanted. And, kind of between shoveling, lamb and rice in his mouth, he's like, so what are we doing? Are we doing a full frontal assault? Do we still want to take some of her people out first? I mean, honestly, I feel like, we've been here for, I don't know, a week, maybe 2 weeks. And the whole point of this is to get rid of this woman so we can clear out the needle, and then maybe the prince will let us use this rod, and then we can finally get Maven back. I mean, what is it we want to do here? Do we want to sneak in? Do we want to attack the perimeter, cause a distraction? What do we think the right course of action here is?
I'm looking at the map, and I'm like, this area here in the bottom left corner looks pretty well walled off and maybe relatively secluded compared to the other areas. What's in that area?
The lower lower left?
Yeah.
Okay. That is where, so you remember when you first got here, you bunked with Iona in her little hollow, her little hideout. That was about maybe 5 minutes of hiking into the lower left of that map. Okay, so that is where you guys met her when she blighted all those zombies. Go ahead.
I think he was talking about that collection of buildings there.
Yeah, that is where you guys were when you entered the Needle the first time, and you met Iona. So you guys have been there before.
So the tavern in the area.
The tavern's a little farther in.
Okay.
Actually, if you're looking at the map, you see that diamond-shaped building just to the northeast of that little neighborhood?
Yes.
And it's got a little rectangular one at the top of it facing northwest or northeast. That is the tavern. Okay, so these buildings on the lower left, it looks like they're kind of like a little neighborhood all to themselves. They are. It's a little neighborhood of buildings, and you didn't really see too much traffic in and out of those buildings. For those of you when you were spying on it, by the way, where this field is on the lower right, that is where you found that ridge that you were able to kind of spy on the city from. So you didn't really get to see too much about that neighborhood from there, but you did notice there was activity that, like, they were sending, undead troops or whatever into that area as concentrated on some kind of search there.
Okay.
Because I'm wondering if maybe that little neighborhood there, that may be a great place to at least take a foothold in.
Ridge might be good for the archers, get them some height.
Yeah. Like I said, get them on the rooftops.
Yeah.
And we know where she's located in the town, or we still don't know that fact?
Well, I think somebody saw her fly around. Maybe you didn't. But I do know that Turge disclosed that the Needle is where Ara is. He's never met her, but he knows that's where her lair is. That's where she stays, and I think only would know really, like, the dimensions of the Needle properly. You guys have all seen it from afar, but it's pretty tall. It's about 150 feet tall. It tapers to the top. There is a ring of balcony kind of openings about 2/3 of the way up. And it's very thin. It has a few windows in the first couple floors, but everything else is kind of closed off. And it's surrounded by a few buildings. Yeah, it is a fantasy space needle. Fantasy needle.
Yes.
If it makes any difference, the needle is made of wood, as most of the buildings here are.
All right. So, put a fireball at the base of the needle, we're good.
I will say you all know she also has a broom of flying.
Prepare a second fireball to light the broom's tail. Dibs on the broom if we get it.
Where's your meme of how about a little fire, Scarecrow?
Yeah. So yeah, I like Kravish's idea of taking that southwestern part, kind of infiltrating there.
And we could also, at the same time, trying to get the archers set up on that field here at the lower right that you had mentioned.
There's no field.
Yeah, the map is not exactly what it looks like. You know those rocks at the upper left? You know what I'll do this week? I will change this map so that those rocks are in the lower right, because that's where the ridge is.
Okay.
I will fix it. I will fix it.
And then I think we could push forward from once we secure that point.
That district right there in the lower left, yeah.
Yeah, pushing towards the tavern. The tavern seems to have the most actual open area around it. Space between buildings, anyways.
Yep. Yuno's going to pipe up and say that, yeah, all that empty space is crawling with undead. Just saying.
Well, that's where the wraiths will come in. Or we could mow them down from afar before we move into that spot. Because if her holding is up in the needle, we're gonna have to go that way anyways. I mean, we can sneak around the long way, but
what is this area here? If we're looking at the map, it's like in this large clearing at about the 10 o'clock position. It looks like a structure on it.
Yeah, that's a very large warehouse. Okay. And honestly, you guys, the whole group is pretty unfamiliar. If you were to cut this whole map horizontally in half, with the needle being the midpoint, you're pretty unfamiliar with the top half. It's where you all collectively have been the least. But it is written on it, XL warehouse. It's got two skulls next to it. Again, you're not sure what the skulls mean, but you're pretty sure that any building that has a skull next to it, there's some significance attached to that building.
So yeah, that could be another strategic point to look for.
My thing is that if we're having the archers in tow with us, how many archers do we have with us, or will we have with us?
I think I said something like 20, but I will look back at the audio and give you a direct answer.
Okay, that changes our number from even right now we're still a relatively small group to quite a large group. And if we're going to be trying to make our way stealthy through there, it's going to be more difficult with a group of 30 versus 10. If we secure that area of the map and put the archers there, they can draw the fire. We can put out the wraiths. They can, wreak havoc. And while they're doing all that commotion, we can sneak around through the southern part of the town around to the eastern side of the needle.
While they're pulling everything over to that area.
Yeah.
How do we lure the undead? You mean shooting from afar a space? This is speaking. You mean having the archers distract a horde of the undead? Is that what you mean?
Yes. So archers up on the buildings to the southwest, firing into the horde of zombies, as well as the wraiths unleashed into the crowd of zombies as well.
I don't think we should put I don't think the archers should be in one spot. I think 20 archers from shooting from one location is wasted.
No, I'm saying spread them out on the buildings.
I like the idea of putting the archers on the ridge.
Oh, okay, on the ridge. All right.
I think it's good to put some over there, too, so that way we can have the archers firing from 2 different directions.
But the ridge would draw their attention toward the southern buildings where we are trying to sneak around, unless we want to sneak around the western northern part, which we don't know much about.
Are you saying that wherever the archers are, the horde will be drawn towards them, or wherever the archers are firing?
I mean, my experience isn't with undead as much, so...
Well, I can tell you this, that skeletons don't... They kind of shrug off piercing damage. They don't... It doesn't affect skeletons that much. Like, you shoot an arrow at a skeleton and it'll go right through it.
We're not just facing skeletons, though, right?
No, but some of them are.
Okay.
And don't forget, and he kind of pulls, I don't know, whoever has that little Y-shaped flute, they told us that this is how we communicate with them. So we can change the strategy mid-battle, I think. I mean, we blow this a certain way and it tells them to do a certain thing. Yeah. Seems pretty diverse a tool.
All right.
Maybe we can change what they're firing at.
Yeah. So do you want to put a couple or half up on the ridge, half in that southwestern part, or do you want to put all on the ridge?
I think there's no need for them to all be firing at once. We could have some in the southwestern section, and some on the ridge, but just because the ones at southwest are firing doesn't mean that the ones on the ridge have to be firing too.
That's what I'm saying. They could vary the target. They can be in both places. One group fires, maybe the zombies go that way for a little bit, and then the other group fires and kind of tug of wars them back and forth.
I will say, just to get it out of the way, that these groups that are allying with you are going to count as a group legendary action.
Okay.
So once per turn, one of you may elicit an action from one of these groups. And for instance, if you were to summon the wraiths, they would cover a designated area with 20 wraiths, who would all use their abilities, which they have a couple. They would all use their abilities. There's an accident on her route. Okay, bye, Steph, if you're listening. The wraiths are going to randomly attack hostile creatures within a 5-foot radius around them, and they're going to do so at their own will until you change where you want them to be. Likewise, you can have the archers if you decide that your turn you want to use that legendary action, you want to direct the archers. You can have it's all of the archers, so you can have a group of them attack this space, and I don't want to get too far ahead of myself, but I'm going to have 2 maps for that battle. I'm going to have one map of where you guys are, and I'm going to have a big map of the whole needle and where your enemies are, so you'll be able to place where you want these things to affect. And if you want to split that effect up because your archers are split up, that's fine.
All right.
Yeah. So, being the master of magic strategy who always puts in effort to thwart everything I'm trying to do, is going to pipe up and in all fairness say, all right, so it sounds like we've got a plan for the archers. It sounds like we've got a plan for the wraiths. What do we do about this Aura person? We know she can fly, which means she can probably get away if things don't go her way. It doesn't sound like she's the most honorable person who's going to stand and fight. So what do we do about her? Iona, you know her best. What are her weaknesses? Could we manipulate her into making a mistake? Could we goad her with her ego or her pride? Where are her weak spots that we can press her on? We got to shift this in our favor.
You've clearly changed since I last met her, so some of my information will be out of date. However, she wants me. I'm not saying that would completely prevent her from leaving if she really felt that leaving and running away would be the best thing, but what she wants is me kneeling at her feet, and as long as she believes there's a way to get that, if she believes that a certain course of action would result in my subjugation, then she would be more likely to take that action. Similarly, she's insecure. She has always viewed myself and my brother when he was alive as threats to her status. So, again, if we can persuade her that her status would be affected by my remaining alive, then she would be less likely to leave if what we need is for her to stay so that we can take her down. We could perhaps play up the fact that she attempted to kill me and failed, and that now that I am no longer hiding, I could send word out to other Talantar enclaves and make it clear that she has failed at eliminating me and is also likely committing apostasy. So that would affect her status in the widest circle of our order, and she would want to prevent that from getting out.
Okay.
So she's afraid of her failures being brought to light. She's afraid of being supplanted.
She suspected for years that myself and my brother would try to replace her. And now, given what she's done, obviously I'm going to try.
Yeah.
So she rattles easily.
Yeah, she's paranoid. I don't know how much she would trust her new allies. I don't know if it may be an ineffective strategy because, as I say, I do not know some of these new allies, and some of those I did know have clearly changed too, but if we could make her think perhaps that as it becomes more obvious that she failed to kill me, that her allies might lose confidence in her, that would again rattle her.
So Azia kind of leans forward after swallowing a mouthful and just leans on her elbows. Perhaps we can goad her into meeting us on the field. Maybe there is something we could do or say to strike her pride and insecurities. I am not one to take advantage of someone's mental state, but this one, forgive me, Iona, fucking deserves it.
Okay, this is, I don't know if I mean this, but given that I've seen Aura and I've noted that she's changed, Joe, do you remember ages and ages ago we talked about the 11 charisma limit thing for Talantar malagents and priests? Would it be possible for Iona to think back and roll insight and try and make a guess as to whether Aura has exceeded that in the way that she's changed? Because I have noticed that she's changed.
I'll say this. You notice that she has changed only in the power she's amassed. You guys only really saw her once. You, Iona, have only seen her. You guys saw her once, but she was wreathed in shadow. She was high above you in the sky that was also made artificially dark at the moment. And that was all you actually have all seen her physically. However, you have seen her in visions. You're not 100% sure if these visions are implants, like if she invaded your thoughts, or if you were having bouts of your own paranoia, your own insecurity. It was very difficult to go through, and it muddled with your reason and your ability to discern fact from fiction. So it's very mysterious on whether that was a real spell she was casting on you, or if you were just sort of wrestling with your own consciousness. That said, you did not know your aunt to wield a great deal of power, and now she has an entire town of undead and lieutenants and wyverns and who knows what else at her disposal. You guys did deprive her of her necromancers that were, probably, again, a lot of the stuff you guys don't know because you're not in her circle. But you did deprive her of some necromancers that were definitely capable of raising the dead and commanding the dead, and also just being able to fight with magic. So for her to wield this much power, you would imagine her insecurities would be like on guard, because when someone doesn't have power and they crave it and all of a sudden they have it, the last thing they want is to lose it. So you'd imagine she's probably a little unhinged all the time, and if she starts to lose control, she's going to become very unhinged.
Actually, I've thought of something. So Iona just looks and seems to think, and she says, "There is another thing separate to our earlier, and which is that she only rose to power within the temple because my father left it, and he is dead. But given that she spent her whole life being the second most important person in the temple, only to become the most important person in the temple, I never met my father, but my brother did meet him once and gave a fair description. And I did view my father's body after he was found dead. So between those two, I have a fair idea of what he looked like when alive. And there are those within the party who can disguise themselves. She knows her brother is dead, but it could play upon something disturbing in her mind if myself and a man greatly resembling my father were to appear.
You mean like an illusion?
Yes, like an illusion or a disguise.
Well, I don't have the ability to disguise myself in that manner. But
I do.
What do you have?
I have disguise self.
Ah.
That'll do it.
I mean,
have any idea about
an investigation check will see right through it, but it might be enough of a shock at first.
Or at least give you a round.
You look like your father.
Granted, I don't know what your father looks like.
Yeah, we're going to have to figure that one out.
Yeah, it depends on whether a description would be enough.
Or if you have enough of a mental image, you may be able to use, like, a psychic connection or something like that to actually pull a mental image.
I mean, I did not take any care to greatly investigate my father's corpse, but I know what his face looked like.
Are you sure? I would imagine a deceitful disguise must be perfect. Are you confident you can describe it enough to where it would be possible?
As I say, it's an option. I don't expect it to hold up under any great scrutiny, given that while I know what my father looked like, I knew only of his personality from second-hand accounts.
You know enough of what his voice sounded like?
Again, I do not. My brother found him on the street when we were 12, drunk or high, I don't know which, but Levin was always very good at forcing people to take notice of him. They talked a little. My father lunged at him with a knife for reasons which remain partially unclear, and later, when Levin told me of the incident, he couldn't help but note that while my father had 2 children, when confronted with only one, he did not ask about the well-being or indeed the existence of the daughter, which he knew he had. So, no, I do not know what his voice sounds like, and no, we did not bother to investigate why he died. Like I said, it's an option, but we do not have to take it. It may be enough to provide a deception if we have someone say that they saw me with a high elven man with red hair and green eyes.
Okay.
I mean, it's an option, but there's a lot of ifs to that option.
Like I said, an option. It may simply be easier to present myself as bait.
A high elven man with green eyes.
Maybe we could use it as, like, once we get her mad. You know? Like, get her angry enough where she's seeing red anyway. Maybe a half-assed attempt at a disguise would work, even if just to throw her off balance enough to give her, I don't know, the ability to miss with something or push her over the edge to where she's not using reason. I don't think we should discount it.
Yeah, no, I hear you. I mean, it may be enough to just, like you said, to kind of tip her over the edge.
Mm-hmm. It's definitely a possibility. Definitely something we should keep in our back pocket.
We can woodshed this.
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of claps his hands and he kind of rubs his tummy. He's finished eating now, so he stands up and he says, well, this is all real good stuff here. I think we should definitely process this and sleep on it and maybe revisit this in a day or two. I think the next thing we should definitely do, we should do some recon. I think it's definitely due that we maybe I think some of us can disguise ourselves and I think maybe we should get a better feel for, I don't know, the real purpose of some of these buildings. Are they all occupied? Are they not all occupied? I really like the idea of maybe occupying these deserted, empty buildings in the southwest of the town. Are there other places where we're sure that there aren't anybody? We should definitely sneak around and get a good look at some places without getting caught. I think that's the operative word.
That definitely works for me. I think we have enough of our group that can go invisible that we could definitely scout it out. We have your familiar that could also help scout out. Yeah,
I think that maybe also test the perimeters. Maybe cause a small explosion here or something. Not enough to think they're under attack, but what would they do in the event of the normal being disrupted? You know what I mean? Just try to get a feel for their routine or their response time or things like that.
That makes sense. Test their reactions. All right.
Well, I'm heading to bed. I think I've used my brain for just about enough of the day. Thank you, Azia, for the wonderful meal, but I will retire at this moment. And he's going to give everybody a respectful bow and a little knock on the table as he walks out. And he's going to just kind of pitter-patter, and he's going to go to a solo room, of which there are many. There are communal rooms that you guys stayed in last time you were in her pyramid. There are also singular rooms, and he's going to choose one off by himself.
Did you see Steph's message?
I didn't. I have something I want to do before bed. It's RP, so can I do it in texts in next session? Sure. We can retroactive. we can retroactive it. I don't know if you can respond to this right now, but we've
Probably
got
driving in traffic, so
yeah. We'll have it, assuming it's not terribly, terribly detrimental important to the story plot. We will retro that role play next session for sure. But yeah, Yuno's going to kind of break up the evening a little with his departure. It's kind of a somber night. You guys have been through it. And for at least a few of you, the warm embrace of bed is enticing you. I will say that Reaper and the Mellish twins have never been down here. So Reaper is just finding herself transfixed with sort of staring off into the distance. It looks like she's looking at the fire brazier, but you're not sure. She's just kind of given that 1,000-yard stare.
okay.
What do you wish to do with the rest of your evening as the night creeps in?
Are there any of these rooms kind of close to the entrance or exit?
So the entrance hall is kind of it descends down about maybe 12 steps from the entrance down into a flat kind of walkway that's lined with huge Anubis statues. Okay. And then that leads to a threshold where it splits into several directions. And you guys went to the left to go towards the kitchens and the dining hall. Yuno departed there and crossed across the entrance and went down into the dormitories. So to ask if there's a room near the entrance, no. This place is freaking massive. It is so big. And one hallway turns the corner into another hallway. And you know, if you were to try to explore this place, it would take you all night.
How far apart are the statues from?
In the entrance hall, probably maybe 10 feet. Okay. And between each statue is a floor-to-ceiling sandstone pillar. So it's 5 feet and then a pillar and then 5 feet and then a statue and then repeating.
Okay. So there's no space between statues that is unoccupied.
Yeah, that's true.
Even on I guess I'm not understanding are these in a row or are they?
They line
several rows.
They line parallel with the walkway, and behind each statue is about 10 feet of empty space before you hit the wall.
Okay. Never mind then. We'll retire to our rooms. I'll corral the pups.
Mm-hmm.
Stop getting them to chase the cat.
Yeah, the cat is still eyeing them as if it could shoot them with lasers from its eyes. Just staring down at it, mortal enemy. Koza, Kravish, Iona, what would you like to do?
I'm going to cook up some more poison. I've got enough to do 2 of the Nightshade one.
Okay.
I'll ask Azia if there's like a little workshop or something, so I can maybe see if I can get some of these minor dents and tooth marks hammered out and try to clean up my breastplate as best as my skill allows me.
Oh, well, I mean, of course I can conjure you a workroom, but... And she kind of like whistles in the air a little, and this little short, fat, he's got a frog's head, little porcelain statue. He's only about 2 feet tall.
Mm-hmm.
He kind of waddles over, and you hear him, and he splits into 3 people, and kind of reaches up, and she says, "My little helpers can fix it for you if you wish. It would be our pleasure."
Never going to turn down a gift never going to look a gift blacksmith in the mouth. There you go.
And you kind of like unbuckle. They can't reach the top of your chest plate. You're huge.
Right.
So as you kind of unbuckle your breastplate and sort of peel that off. I would assume that's probably it, right? You don't really have any more armor. You've got kind of fancy clothes. Yeah, you kind of hand it down, and two of them grab it, and they sort of walk it while the other one's kind of inspecting it. And the frogmen just kind of turn to you and give you a little and they just sort of toddle away, and you hear it kind of clinking on the ground as they sort of carry it, and they disappear around a corner. And Azia just kind of looks at your clothing and sort of brushes some soot and some residual grit from the road. I believe your clothes are... Oh, no, you changed after the Tarask fight, correct?
That's right. I bathed and, changed clothes.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, so she just kind of brushes off the, road dust and says, "My, you are a snappy dresser, Kravish."
Always.
As you all kind of rise from the table and sort of give one last look to everybody, whether you choose to make your way into the communal room or an individual room, Azia stops Iona, who looks like you're trying to get away unnoticed, and kind of like, she doesn't grab you around the wrist, kind of puts her paw on your hand to kind of stop you a moment, and she kind of gives you a look of, like, over here for a moment, if you would.
I go with her.
She brings you over to the brass brazier, and I tell you, the warmth of this fire is heavenly. It's otherworldly comfortable the closer you get to it. Like, it radiates HP and just replenishes and reinvigorates. And as you get closer to it, you kind of understand why she puts these braziers all over the place. And as she kind of looks down on the fire, and she kind of looks up at you and catches you looking down at the fire, and she says, "A father with no regard for his daughter." And she
no
just kind of...
No regard for anything after mother died.
No regard for his son. No regard for his daughter. "I don't know you that well, Iona, but I have shed blood with you. I have crossed blades for you. I know you in my way. And as far as I can say, it's his loss." And she just kind of very quickly gives you like this, as deep as she can, a hug from the side. You kind of feel, as she meets you cheek to cheek, a small tear rolling down from her eye and touching your skin. He doesn't know what he missed. But that's just my opinion, my child. And she kind of gently releases you and steps away a half a step as the fire kind of...
carry on. Iona has never been hugged before, so this is completely...
No, my God.
She had a brother, but...
Yeah.
They weren't really... No one ever hugged them, so it's like, even though they cared about each other, it never really occurred to them that they could hug each other as like a thing.
Mm-hmm.
So Iona's just sort of... Okay, so that was physical affection. And she's just sort of trying to process.
Sure. She felt you shudder as she touched you, and responded in kind with gentleness and a sense of clocking your consent. It felt very motherly or sisterly at the lowest. And she just kind of stands there and for a moment, and you see her kind of raise her hand and just sort of rest it on your shoulder for just a moment. And then she silently saunters away.
I'm just left there with this brazier and sympathy that I didn't ask for. Because what for Iona is a fact of life and a reason for why she does what she does.
Mm-hmm.
She's never really thought about being sympathized with for that. She has used that incident as a justification in her head for why when she and her brother never bothered to find out how their father died, even though the body was right there and they could have investigated it. She's used that as a justification for why she didn't lose all that much from her father walking out of the temple when she was born. That's been her justification, but she's not had sympathy for that lack in her life before.
And as you're having these thoughts just whirling around your mind, you notice that you are all alone in the room now. You've probably actually been standing here staring at the fire for like 10, 20 minutes and just didn't notice that everybody else left. You wanted to brew some potions. How many did you want to brew? We can roll that now.
Well, I've just got enough ingredients to do 2 of the nightshade ones. I don't know if you want me to roll once for both, because it's the same thing.
Yeah, you can roll one for both, just to see if they turn out successful.
Yeah, I'm going to guidance myself.
Okay.
With my guidance, and then I'll do my... Okay, so that's 19.
Yep, that'll do it.
Alright, so I'm just going to up the amount of nightshade I've got and get rid of my ingredients, because I don't need it.
Wherever you each... Koza, Kravish, is there anything you would like to do in the minutes before going to sleep?
Yeah, I'm gonna take out of my back the old acid eaten clothes. I didn't leave them at Hopton. Just kind of like just look at it and go, always. Good thing I packed spares now. And then I'll just kind of toss those like on a chair or something to that. Get the next day's outfit ready. Say a prayer to the Platinum Dragon, praying for good luck in the times ahead, as well as to praying for Maven's safety, and that hopefully we can see each other again, either in this life or the next. And I'll go to bed.
Koza, anything from you?
I think I'll just say a small prayer for Neela and just hope that she's doing well while I'm away again.
Mm-hmm. The Moonweaver gifts you with a brief vision. Your mind races across space, all the way to Stonehelm Keep. And just for a moment, just for an instant, you can see her tucking in children into beds. She looks like she's worked all day, but she doesn't have stress lines on her eyes. She has warm smiles for the children as she kisses them goodnight. And then you're brought out of that. The night passes rather eventless.
Oh, good.
At some point you can hear the pups down the hall that have escaped from their mother and explored the pyramid. Right about when people start to rise, you notice that they may have gotten lost as one of the porcelain statues kind of guides them along, doing the shoo motion with shoo with their arms and guiding them back into whatever room Baranor is in. Azia approaches all of you as you gather your gear, readying yourself to perhaps enjoy a nice, plentiful breakfast, and she greets you rather abruptly. She's cinching up her outer robes. She has her staff in hand. Come, my friends. My outer watch has identified a traveler heading towards the Needle. We must intercept this person.
Let's go.
All right.
All right. As you like all kind of hurriedly, you see Yuno kind of like he slept in a little, so he's kind of like throwing his robe on, and he's walking and he's sort of trotting as he gets his arms in his robes and packs his book. He's like, oh jeez, I wish someone would have told me. You all emerge from the opening into the cave, and there are two black cats that are standing on either side of the entrance facing into the cave towards you. Azia kind of stamps her staff on the stone. You see one of them kind of come to attention and then saunter out of the cave. Come, we must follow that one.
All right.
Okay, I need a marching order. I need a perception check from two of you.
Baron will take the lead.
Mm-hmm.
Guidance.
Yeah, I'll take the rear. Yeah, I'll take the rear unless... Well, I'll take the rear.
27.
Okay. 27. Good.
And I'll guide
the black
as well.
Yep. Yeah, let's get one from you. Not bad. Not
Ooh,
bad at all.
Very nice.
27 and a 30. 30. Right on. Okay. Well, I mean, the rear of the, where you all were is what you're looking back at, Kravish, and it all looks rather undisturbed. You watch that black cat that you left behind kind of pace back and forth in front of the entrance of the magnificent mansion. And Baranor, Luna signals to you like a drug dog. Something is ahead, something is moving. And it's enough for Azia to stop and get down on her haunches and look through. Her little cat ears go into airplane mode, and she kind of stares off into the woods in the same direction as Luna. And it takes a minute for you to see what Luna sees. But with that kind of a perception check, it's definitely medium-sized. Something big is not coming. It's humanoid. It's hiking. It's hiking towards the northeast in the direction of the needle, and inching forward. It's got a labored breathing. Like this is effort for it. Perhaps not a nimble, four-legged creature. It seems that you also hear a third sound hitting the ground, kind of like a stick or a walking stick.
Mm-hmm.
And as you creep through the brush, being undetectable, it doesn't notice you. You see this.
Okay.
It is an old man with a huge pack of parcels and crates and baubles dangling. He's dressed in rags. He looks sallow in the eyes. He looks alive. He doesn't look undead. But he definitely doesn't look healthy.
I'm going to psychic whispers to the majority of the group.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. I'll do Kravish, Yuno, Koza. That's it for now.
Okay. Make sure you write that down for next time, because we're getting close.
Yeah, the core, the original core crown collectors.
Gotcha.
And kind of whisper back to Kravish, or telepathic back to Kravish. Be like, hey, you got an old man here. I'll describe what I see to the group.
Okay. I'll be
Yuno is... No, go ahead.
I was going to say, Koza and I can go out to meet him and assess his attentions. You guys hang in the back to cover us and things in case things go sideways.
Gotcha. Because old man walking in the woods toward a zombie-filled town, I don't... looks could be deceiving.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Why don't you make an investigation check?
I mean, sure.
From there, you want to discern. You can discern from there.
Sure. I'll even guide myself for that.
Okay.
31.
31. The breath leaving his mouth betrays the labor he's expending to hike this. He does not seem like an illusion. Mm-hmm. His form seems as solid as yours, and he definitely seems like he is the old man that you see. He's got kind of rattled breathing, leaning on that walking stick, hunched under an immense pack of sacks and pouches and things. Kind of whispers back to Baranor, could this be some kind of a vendor or a traveling merchant? Maybe, I don't know. Maybe taking something that they want is good for us.
Yeah, and maybe he doesn't know that the needle is occupied by the undead.
One way to find out.
Yep. So
Koza and I will try to double back a little bit so we don't just bound out right in front of him.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And then just come out like we're coming off a side path onto the main trail and come across him.
All right.
Before they do that, Baranor is going to take a closer look around. Is there anything else in the woods in the vicinity?
No, actually. It's very easy for you to discern. He's walking through a patch of woods that's not super dense, like there's trees every 3 feet. And he's following what looks like some kind of, it's like a footpath. It's not a trail or a road, but it's definitely like a footpath, something that's been traveled a few times. And he is alone. For all intents and purposes, he's alone.
Okay. I will radio or telepathic back, he appears to be alone, but
right.
Be on guard.
All right. What is Iona doing, and what would we say that Reaper would be doing? Probably sticking with the party. Do you want them to be out of sight? Iona, what do you want to do here?
I'm going to stay out of sight, but I'm going to ready action toll the dead if this guy tries anything, though I don't think it's likely.
Okay. I'm going to want you to make a perception check.
15.
15? No guidance?
No, I did not think to guidance myself, so no, I'm going to stay with that.
Well, as Kravish and Koza disappear into the woods to intervene, you find yourself close enough where there's a slight breeze bringing several scents your way. The first thing you smell is old man. It's unmistakable, that musty smell of someone who's not too far from the grave. This is a smell you're very familiar with, being the amount of old people that were in the Talantar. The next thing you smell is that of sweat and effort and musk. And there's something else that you smell. It's a very faint aroma, but it is something that you yourself are very familiar with. You're not exactly sure its makeup, but its effect is unmistakable. Poison. And that's where we're going to leave the session.
Dun, dun, dun.
Dun, dun, dun.
Indeed.
So, well, that was fun, guys.
Yeah.
I had fun trying to not to try to really try to kill you. That was good. That was a good spot to leave it. So, I appreciate everybody making it. We were a couple one and then 2 people short, but I will definitely get with Steph and find out if what she wanted to do would have really, really changed what you guys just did. I doubt it is. I think this is something she's doing on her own before the night's out. So we'll retroactive that before the session starts next week, which is the 5th of April.
I will not be here.
Bogey will not be here.
It's my very last drill.
Ever?
Ever.
Oh, wow. Really?
Yep.
Well, congratulations, man, and thank you for your service, for real.
Hey. It's been a long time coming.
Yeah, I know how that feels. I had to do it after I got out of the Navy for a little while, so yeah. Yeah, I mean, I suppose I did too. You know what Navy stands for? Yeah. Navy stands for never again volunteer yourself.
U.S. Army stands for Uncle Sam ain't released me yet, so. or backwards, yes, my retarded ass signed up.
Oh, I wonder what the Marines like to say. Or the Coast Guard. The Coast Guard don't say nothing. Yeah.
They just
all right, folks.
Things.
Ellie, I hope you have a wonderful evening, and everybody else have a good rest of your day, and I will see you guys in 2 weeks, all right?
I mean, if Ellie's thing is correct, we should all be back on the same time schedule.
Yeah, probably. I believe so. Yeah, should be. Is it really late? Is it like 12 o'clock right now?
It's 10.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Well,
that's not too
she's
bad.
Actually an hour less, right?
An hour behind us. Yeah. Cool. Okay. All right, folks. Well, enjoy your 2 weeks, and we'll see you guys on the chat, and we'll see you in the next session. See ya.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.